22, 23.
Yeah, I'm in go mode, go. Yeah, I'm in go mode.
What's up, guys? Welcome to an all-new episode of the OSA, episode, what? 23. 23. Out of Shape Allstars podcast, episode 23.
Very good. I was going to say, are we not going to do the Spanish?
You don't got Spanish translator on.
So, as you can see, it's only a few of us today. Unfortunately, two of the guys are down, DQ and Drew, both dealing with some shit outside of the pod. So, unfortunately, they won't be joining us physically.
Wait, you forgot to say they both got the poo-poo butts.
Right,
the mud butt.
The mud butt. The mud butt.
The BGs, bro.
Right, so DQ always seemed to get the mud butt here and there. And Drew, you know, he was suffering. He's still trying to.
Hello.
So Drew ain't got the mad butt. He had driver's ed. So unfortunately, he ain't gonna be able to make it tonight. DQ ain't here tonight, but they here in spirit, and we're gonna hold it down for them. So hopefully they'll be back next week. But again, this is episode 23 of the OSA. Like always, brought to you by Culture Capsule and sponsored by Don's LLC. Don's rapping. Johnny, bring it. Get ready for hoodie season. Get
Sweater weather.
About that time.
Yeah.
Definitely hoodie season.
Johnny's ready. So
Take hot right now in the crib, but
right.
Yo, close the windows in your apartment, bro.
No, I got the AC on. It's still a little warm. It's still a little warm in this
cracking a
joint.
little more open.
But this week it's gonna be pretty
Yeah,
warm.
it's gonna be next week. This is like the little last hoorah of the
Right.
thing.
All right. So before we get into the shit, I gotta go around and introduce the cast. It ain't many people to introduce today, but like always, we got kicking us off our host holding it down, Eddie Horchata.
You're
Rapping with the Don sweater on. Give it up for Johnny Five. Next up with the Don's hat on. Give it up for Kevin Jack.
Yo.
And last but not least, y'all know me, the Molly of the pod. My mom called me Devin, so you can call me Devin. Let's get to the shit in case you missed it. We always kicking it off until this shit is gone with COVID in sports. Now, the good thing about the last couple of episodes, we haven't had much to say.
very, very light.
Very light when it comes to COVID. Now, we all know college sports has been trying to go on. We've been seeing some good games, but COVID is still the games from the future.
I'm just asking. Are any of us watching?
What
I've never been a fan of college football, but are you guys watching?
I haven't tuned into a college football game yet.
I've seen it on ESPN on SportsCenter. But
Yeah, it's like background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get discouraged seeing blowouts, bro. And that's like every college game I watch.
And again, it ain't the same not having every conference there, every like game there and shit. I usually watch Illini play every year because, you know, got to rep for the city, but ain't nobody playing, so it's definitely a different season. But we have one last game, at least one game postponed right now. Wake Forest and Notre Dame was supposed to be playing this Saturday coming up, but it got postponed due to 7 players contracting COVID-19. So, and again, we've seen other cases happening. These Power 5 organizations and leagues, and they try to keep shit on the wraps. They don't really want to tell people who, how, and where they contracted it. But the shit is active in these colleges. So, this is just proof that it is still a problem. We still dealing with a pandemic. Whether we want to get past this shit or not right now, we want this shit to be over right now.
We still dealing with a pandemic.
A pandemic.
Put your tinfoil hats on.
Message. See the brother, see plan. But nah, we still dealing with a pandemic. We still in this shit. And this is proof positive that this shit is still real. College football is trying. It ain't working. Kev, at this point, they're going to postpone the game. Reschedule it to when we don't know. But it's like beating a dead horse. Should we continue with college football, knowing that these new cases keep happening?
I mean, the answer is clearly absolutely not. But bro, these colleges stand to make too much money, and then there was too many players that caused enough fuss because they hit and they woke to the pandemic, so they know it ain't, real. I don't want us to get slandered for fake news, but what I'm saying is there was more than enough people in those communities, those cities, that's like, let the boys play.
Right.
So the season's gonna go on. That's for sure.
And it's gonna continue to be a shit show.
Because them kids, they trying to have a good time too. So I don't know how strict the protocols it is for college versus other.
Yeah, they full of it. They think kids is not getting off campus as much as they think they got campus quarantined and locked up.
Yeah.
I've been on some big campuses, especially like Rutgers, or that's the biggest campus that I can think of. I've been to aside from UConn, bro. There's secret places and ways to get off campus and back on.
Well, actually, this weekend, me and Sabrina, when we were just in Stanford, we was at the UConn Stanford location, their campus right across the street from where we were at, and there was mad students out there. Like they got like a housing apartment like a block away, and you see mad motherfuckers coming out of there. Mind you, no mags on. Like
no, of course not.
Like just coming out of the building, no mags. The students they got like a little sitting area outside, like a little garden area. And motherfuckers sitting there having whole conversations like spit to spit, like saliva to saliva and shit, like right in, like dead in each other's faces. Me and Sabrina, we walking past, like we got masks on and shit, looking like fucking idiots. But I don't know the relationship to say, oh well, who they are. But it just seemed like there was a lot of different conversations happening with no mags. So
yeah, because it's not real. Apparently, to certain people, and they don't care about it because again, they're young and they're dumb. And it brings up to my point last week. It's like, like we know these big schools are quarantined or whatever they need to be, but there are surrounding schools that probably aren't doing what they're supposed to do. And these guys are going to go to those other schools. Like, it's just what it is. They're going to go to those frat houses. They're going to go to those, secondary housings outside of campus. Like, and are they wearing masks? Probably not, because they're drinking. We were all kids. Like, we were all there. So
we're a few years removed.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Nah.
Fucked up.
Good times.
Jungle juice is.
But before we move on from COVID and sports, and I guess you guys missed it. So Adam Schefter, our guy, one of our best friends.
Yeah, I'm not going to call him on this one because honestly, there's no defending what he did.
So Sunday on Twitter, he posted like breaking news. See who now has COVID. And mad retweets, a nigga got mad followers, of course. So mad retweets, mad people commenting, like waiting. And he's like tuned into Sunday night, the Sunday countdown. So once everybody went on, and it was just like, oh, the VP of officiating just contracted COVID-19. Some old white guy. So everybody started getting on his ass on Twitter. Like, why would you gas it like that? Like, this is serious. Like, don't play like that, especially when we know like players are in close contact with each other. So for you to gas it to have everybody like, who got it?
Right.
And it be somebody who really is isolated from everybody else is like pretty fucked up about me. Then he went to apologize. And then like you saw like Joe Buck was like, yo, that was unprofessional. Just a lot of people, professionals in Major League, the NFL was upset. A lot of fans was upset because they were like, he gassed it to increase viewership. And that was like his way of doing it was kind of weak and shit. So any take on that and shit? Like,
again, he's my friend. I love him. I appreciate him. He was on last week with us. Yeah. And, usually I defend him and usually I back him up. I know he gets a lot of bad rep around other podcasts, other sports outlets. But I can't defend you on this one, Shefty. You're on your own, buddy.
Shout out to Shefty Jabino.
It's just Shefty.
He
I don't know
definitely.
who this Tribino person.
Yeah, I don't know who
you're
the
talking
hell
about.
John talking about.
Yeah.
We talked to that was Adam Schefter.
Mhm.
Adam Schefter.
My friend Adam Schefter. Yeah.
Your friend.
Yo, all I would say is, yo, haters gonna hate, bro. Like, if he's trying to get his ratings up, I don't see no problem with it.
It definitely drove.
I don't see no
viewership.
problem with it.
It definitely drove viewership. But
Yeah. He also was like, again, we'll get to it too. I know we're going there soon, but he also like tried to like secondary report all the NFL injuries like that we had this week. Obviously, it was a bad week for.
Yeah,
it's definitely a tough week for
that.
them.
But Shefty did the same thing. He was just like, oh yeah, like Christian McCaffrey's out, for the next 3 weeks. Saquon Barkley this, Joey Bosa this. And you're like, dude, it's already been said. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get to NFL and the injuries later on. But
Yikes.
that's the end of COVID in sports. In case you missed it, my guy Ty Lawson is in trouble, a little bit of trouble in China. Now, Ty Lawson, former NBA player, former Tar Heel, long career in the NBA. He's now playing or was playing in China. But unfortunately, he was recently released from the team that he was playing for and banned from the CBA, the Chinese Basketball Association, due to some social media comments that he made. Now,
haters gonna hate, son.
Look, here's what happened. Ty posted on Instagram, an Asian woman. He didn't show her face. He just showed.
Did you see the picture?
Yes. So picture here. Look at picture right here. Now, he posted saying, Chinese girls got cake low key.
Low key.
Now,
low key, maybe high key.
Got cake.
Like high key in that picture. It was
high key.
So it went viral. I'm pretty sure they didn't know what the fuck it meant. So somebody must have.
Somebody had to Google it.
Yeah, somebody had to Google what it was.
Oh man, I almost did something so wrong.
So,
I didn't do it.
Because of that, he was released from his team. He was like, he was telling them like, yo, that was mad. They taking it too far because it's no disrespect.
They also banned him completely, right?
Right, they banned him from the CBA.
For life.
For life.
Right now for life. And so he's like, yo, that's a sign of endearment, like, and it's not meant to offend, and but they taking it too far. So John, you being the biggest basketball fan here, and also a cake lover.
If we can get that picture of him plinking.
Also a connoisseur of multiple cakes. Do you think the CBA ban on Ty is excessive?
Of course, but I'm not gonna lie. It's their country, their rules, they stuck out there. So you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's something like I'm not gonna lie. What he says basically freedom of speech, and I don't know what's their take on freedom of speech.
Well, they
don't allow it.
It's a communist country, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yep. Yeah, China is a communist country. So
I'm just saying, like,
Yep.
He didn't say that.
China still got a limit on how many kids you can have. So.
You know what I'm trying to say? Basically, that's like a compliment. Like he was like, oh, basically putting us on notice. Like, yo, I ain't know.
Word.
40s out here, they got it.
Right. Like he basically telling I ain't missing nothing. Like y'all come in China missing something. Let me show y'all something.
But you
stupid.
But I don't see no harm. No, if you would have said something along, because I read it was also a rant. Did he say anything else? That was the thing, or it was just that man?
Nah, so it was a clip. Like it was just like Chinese women got the cheeks low key, and then it was like another like the next part of his story was what looked like allegedly a woman lap dancing on him, kind of like her arms were on the ground, legs split.
Yeah.
He was like kind of holding on. But that's all it was. So that's what he got in trouble for. And then he released a video, like the classic like phone in your face, like, yo, I'm the most least racist person in the world, which also is like, you should never say that. Like when you're about to not say some non-racist stuff or racist stuff, like anything that could be semi-caused is problematic. But that was his apology with his mask down on his chin too. That's also not a good call. I know he's in China, and I know their numbers are a lot lower. But
I could see why they find it offensive. I could see it, but I don't.
They being extra.
What do you see though?
oh man,
Because he's saying I'm the least racist, right?
No, I'm not talking about.
Saying that is not a racist. Like that's not a derogatory.
It's like
term.
it's not derogatory, but I'm saying they probably perceive it as they're trying to say like they're trying to say our women don't have a certain. Saying our woman doesn't have a certain attribute.
Right. Well, different value of beauty and different features of beauty is different based on where you at. So a lot of times in like these type of countries where they'll be like thin women is the
Mecca.
That's Mecca for beauty, whereas in America, BBWs, whatever, it's like a pool of different looks. That's
no. I'm saying it's basically. I feel like it's something that wasn't. They took it. You know, like so what you trying to say about our women? Our women don't have that. You know, they probably.
Yeah. They're probably basing it off like the stereotypical.
Trying to see what like from the other side's perspective, like why would they know? It's still extreme. I disagree with it, but at the end of the day, it's their country.
Yeah.
Their rules. They strict out there.
They bugging.
All countries have beautiful women.
Right. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's a cultural difference. Whereas in America, a big ass is upper echelon versus where it might be in those type of countries. Like might be, and I'm just guessing. Whereas like thicker women is looked at as not as beautiful as
definitely. That's a thing. That's a thing in China. It's definitely a thing in Italy.
Right, I know. Like in European countries, like, and even though some of them are on the thick side, in a lot of countries and cultures, that's not deemed as a beautiful attribute.
I think the other part of it too, though, is Americans, we have, they say that English is the hardest language to learn because we have so many different slang and so many different terms that mean certain things. Like some people might think what we say, like
and
when
we
it
spell
translates,
words like pneumonia with P and stuff like that.
It might seem to them if they like Googled like what that, what does that mean type thing, and then like if they Google it, like or whatever China uses Google, if they Google it and it comes up like in a certain way, it seems kind of disrespectful. Like I use it like in Spanish terms, right? So like in Spanish, the word coger means to come get. So like, but like everybody else in the Spanish speaking culture, they'll say coger, and that means I'm just going to go get you. Like I'm going to go pick you up. But you say that to a Mexican, like, yo, can I go pick up your daughter in Spanish? Puedes coger tu hija. You say that to a Mexican father, he might think you might want to fuck his daughter. Again, like it's just like it's
culturally
the lost in translation is the best way to explain that.
But I think it's excessive. But at the end of the day, it's their country. They run their country how they run their country.
Yeah, he could play big three.
It's up for debate on what needs to be changed over there. But shout out to Ty Lawson.
And Ty, if you looking for big asses, go over to Brazil. See if they got a league and shit.
Well, also be careful when you're there. Be very, very careful.
I'm just saying Ty was just admiring the beauty of the women that he was around, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. But again, culturally, it might, and again, like Ed said, they might Googled it and looked up the Urban Dictionary. What is cake? And it's probably said excessively extreme, big asses, like something wild and shit.
Yeah.
And they looking like, turn it off, and give them a picture and shit. Change the channel and shit like.
And maybe the video played a role in it. Right. I don't know how strict their rules like when it comes to it. Maybe that video that he showed of a woman dancing on him played a role.
It was just a still picture.
Right. And then when they looked up the word on YouTube, tip drill video came up and shit. So so they was all fucked up. They like, turn this shit off. So Ty, yo, best of luck.
Not even that. Tip drill came on. WAP probably came on.
WAP's the most popular right now.
They know WAP. Man, American culture is everywhere. So I know they already know what WAP is.
Yeah, but they always get it 20 years later, so they're probably on my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack.
That's true. Nasty ass song. But yeah, that might be true. But again, Ty, we wish you the best, man. Hope you find your way back to America. Play some ball back here. And then
3. Ice Cube needs you.
and then you could admire all the ass you want, as much as you want, bro. Do you? All right, moving on. Now we get into the GOAT. The GOAT, MJ.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah, MJ is stepping into new sports. You know what I'm saying? Tackling new sports, setting the precedent for what the future of NASCAR might be. So we're gonna see how this play out.
My man MJ just always chasing bags, man. Just always.
Definitely.
About the bag. Now it just was announced, along with Denny Hamlin, Michael Jordan, and then Denny are coming together to form a NASCAR racing team. Right? And I'm right? I'm right there.
No, 100%. Yeah.
So
that's
now you got a black man owning a team in a predominantly white sport and conservative sport.
Yeah.
So, and on
listen, Republicans buy Jordans too, okay?
Black racer, right?
Right. And on top of that, being a black owner, they bring in the only black racer and Bubba Wallace. Now, this shit just sounds like just beauty to me.
They started a regime.
No, it's
like a takeover.
That sounds very...
like the hostile takeover. Like MJ, yeah, so I'm going to get with somebody who know this space. Denny Hamlin, being a former racer and everything, like being well.
And it was very good, too,
very good.
To his credit. Very good.
Yeah, very good racer. Know the space, know the community. I'm going to link with him, and we about to shake some shit up. So I just I just love.
I'll tell you what, boy, I don't want it in my sport.
Yeah.
Not in my sport.
They watching Sports Center like, you see these nigger and this nigger what they're doing over here. They coming to take the white man's air, the white man's sport. This shit.
Listen, first it was baseball, then it was The Office. Now NASCAR? Is golf not going to be safe? Tiger Woods was
golf.
Oh, God damn it.
Golf been gone. Golf been gone. But, John, throwing it to you, bro. How you feel about Mike, MJ, the GOAT, taking up some ownership in NASCAR?
I feel like it's dope. And, you know, his cars is going to be all Jordan up, Jordan symbols everywhere. Jordan up. It's going to have,
How crazy, imagine Bubba Wallace suit with the jump man on the back.
I feel like this is going to introduce more people, especially from where we come from, to get into NASCAR.
I'm just saying.
How many of us I know
niggas that's been stealing cars forever. Now they gonna be like,
I can get paid for it.
We get paid to drive fast and get away from niggas. We in there.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's gonna open up, it's a new popular, new demographic of people who's gonna tune into NASCAR.
Definitely. Now, Ed, we just made jokes about it because, again, NASCAR is a dominant white sport, and we just, we seen what took place this year with Bubba.
Right.
Moving forward, do you think there would be a real turn of the leaf? Will people be more accepted to having a black owner with a black racer, or do you expect more of what we've seen this last season to come with and Bubba being there?
The optimistic side of me will hope that is the case. The second option is the case, is that people will accept it. They'll accept more black drivers. They'll accept Michael Jordan owning it. Here's the thing, though. I think Michael, he pretty much, revolutionized basketball, and people love him, with the Space Jam and the Jordan brand and the, Olympics and all that stuff. He's well known. And again, I said it a little bit earlier. John kind of cut me off a little bit, but Republicans buy Jordan 2s. So I think that maybe it'll be accepted, but there's always going to be that underlying, obviously, the realist in me believes that there's always going to be that one side of it is first it was Bubba, now we got, Troy and fucking Jamal, and you're like, come on, dude, leave it alone. They're not going to leave it alone, and it's not going to go away, and I think it's going to continue to exist because this is a country problem. This is a human problem. It's not going to just go away because Jordan decided he's going to have his first branded racer.
And again,
not going to erase everything, but it's just going to open up
It'll open up more opportunities for sure. But do I think that that NASCAR is going to change?
Yeah.
No.
And just to
Absolutely
piggyback
not.
off what you and Johnny both said, because Johnny did say Republicans bad Jordans, and you talking about Jordan is being more than an athlete. Like, everybody loves Jordan, regardless of his color. Jordan is one of those icons in sports, along with like Tiger Woods, where no matter where you at in the world, you know who he is. You love what he's done. So hopefully him coming to this new space, those people who love him for being in other things will come over and love him for the same thing. Because I'm pretty sure there's NASCAR fans that watch that know who Jordan is already.
Right. I also think that Jordan, like, all it's doing for NASCAR is getting more eyes on NASCAR.
I'm gonna get
which is good for Jordan.
I'm gonna get me a Jumpman NASCAR suit. With
the one piece.
Yeah.
The jumpsuit.
Oh shit! Fuck
that was a swag, like in like the mid '90s.
Keep it a buck.
I guarantee you
might see
You might see a lot of that.
See that? Somebody gonna wear that.
Yeah, someone will rock it. As long as it's Bubba.
Jumpman track, that Jumpman NASCAR suit, Jordan's on.
I promise you, there's a good chance that they're gonna be selling them shits in Nike stores. Get you a one-piece Jumpman Bubba Wallace with the Jumpman in the front and the Wallace on the back type shit for $200, and them shit's gonna be so.
Shit, it might even be more than that.
Definitely
like
gonna be more than
a Subway patch and like fucking like Drink Monster on the side
with some kicks that come with it and shit. Yo, shit's gonna be
car number. What's I don't know what his number is, but like whatever his car number is, like car number 23. Ooh,
my church is number.
Yeah, I might buy one too. Now that I think about it, yeah.
That shit gonna be tough, man. So congratulations to Mike, Denny, and Bubba being a part of the revolution, because this can make for a better day in NASCAR, man. This can get us to all watch it, and people that look like us more interested in the sport.
Left
At least to show interest.
Left turn.
Yeah, there might be some interest.
So there will be a definitely increase in interest, whether we stay there or not, because again, Tiger did it. I wasn't watching it, but I was more in tune to what was going on when Tiger was on top before he was telling bitches to delete messages. So
that audio was so crazy.
I'm gonna need you to.
I just heard that audio again on More About Nothing, because I was listening. This is so funny.
So
album About Nothing, yo, I love that fucking album. That's a good album. Underrated.
Niggas sleep on Wale, but that's another thing. That's a different.
Wale.
Shout out birthday yesterday. That's my guy.
Shout out to Wale.
Chilling.
That's my guy. Been my guy for a long time. But moving on from here, we're going into MLB recap. Now, this shit is over, bro. This shit it's close. Next week, right?
Almost there. We're almost there.
Next week, kick off the wild card. Now, so far, in regards to MLB, all the teams that clinched so far, the Rays, Yankees, White Sox, Twins, A's, Dodgers, and Padres. Eddie, kick it off to you first. Out of the teams that's clinched, no bias, who is the best clinched team so far?
Clinched?
The
best. Are you asking me who the best is, or are you asking me who the hottest is?
Best is record-wise. Pick one.
No, not. I don't want you to say record.
No.
Based on gameplay, who is playing the best right now? Out of
right now, who's playing the best baseball in the MLB?
Who's the scariest clinched team right now?
Johnny, Kev, you want to help me out here?
You already know.
It's the Yankees, man. They're on like I know they lost 2 days ago.
They were on a 10-game winning streak.
But they were on a 10-game winning streak. But between that, I think they hit 23 fucking home runs. DJ LeMahieu's on fire as well.
No, they hit 14-1 right now.
They're on 14. Jesus Christ. They scored over 20 runs in 2 games back to back. I think we were recording one right before it started. We recorded last Tuesday.
Yeah, in three games against the last set that they played, they scored a total of 42 to 6 or 7 runs.
It's unreal. I mean, they're again no bias. obviously they're the hottest team in baseball right now, and this is exactly what you want from your New York baseball, from the team that you root for in baseball. Is that, like, obviously we talked about this in the past. Baseball is a game of streaks. You want to start off hot, you get cold in the middle. I mean, I know we're so spoiled as Yankee fans. Me, Johnny, and Kev, we're very like, I'll throw away the season. This is over. But then like we started getting healthy, we started getting hot again, and that's what you want, right? So it's like if there is going to be a decline in your team and there is going to be a down in the streak, you want the down to be in the middle of the season. You don't want it to be at the beginning. You don't want it to be at the end. I think a lot of the time with the Yankees is that we started off pretty low, and we pick up in the middle of the season, and then we get by just enough to get to the playoffs, but then you start to see the tank you start to see the down. So hopefully it's going down, up, and then it just stays trending up, and the Yankees can actually make a big run in the MLB.
Okay, so since a lot of post smoking just happened, let me ask this question then, John. What's the hottest clinch team not named the Yankees? Dick Eater?
Say it, John.
Be real, John. I mean, I know you want to say it, but just say it.
Again,
I'm going to give it to the Dodgers.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The Dodgers, not Yankees. And also another thing, Luke Voigt is the home run leader for the AL.
Yeah. He's in the running for the MVP.
Shout out to them White Sox, man, clinching, man.
I was gonna say, like, I thought John was either gonna say the Rays or the White Sox.
I'm not gonna lie, the White Sox is doing their thing too. But
I think it's the first time they've clinched in 20 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You heard scratch what I said. Like, Dodgers is a team that's expected. Like, I was
right.
Who's the White Sox projected to play in the first round right now?
So it's funny that you asked that. I have that actually pulled
because
up.
I saw it earlier, and I don't think they'll win.
Yeah. So if the season was to end today, again, I know there are games going on today. The Dodgers would be playing the number 8 Phillies. The Cubs would be playing the Reds. The Braves would be playing the Cardinals. The Padres would be playing the Marlins. And in the AL, the Rays would be playing the Jays. So Rays, Jays, that'd be pretty cool. White Sox, Indians, Athletics, Astros,
Indians been playing good,
Twins,
too.
Yankees.
I definitely don't want to play the Twins in the first round.
I think we could take them out. I'm not worried about it. I mean, what's this kid's? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Indians been playing well this season, but the White Sox can beat the Indians. It's not like a stretch them facing the Indians. Like, Indians are having a pretty good year, but Indians are known to blow it. Like,
it's very true. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they're cursed.
So
it's Cleveland.
So, Kev, you said, you saw it, you knew they would lose, but against the Indians, you definitely think that the Indians will beat the White Sox? Like, no doubt about it.
I can't say definitely, but yeah, definitely. I feel like
he said I can't say definitely, but yeah, definitely.
I feel like they would. I feel like the stage might turn around and be too big for the White Sox, man.
I mean, we won.
Or the exact opposite. But
White Sox won. That was like what, 15 years ago?
Yeah, that was a while ago. But they won. They won though.
They did win though. You can't knock it, but.
I mean, because Cleveland.
I just feel like they might get overwhelmed going in.
Like Ed said, they curse and then they some chokers.
Right.
So
no, exactly, yeah.
And to keep in mind, just like a side note, all of these teams have started like their own bubble process.
Right.
Especially the Yankees.
Yeah. Well,
started their bubble process last week when we started against Boston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, the teams that are clinching should be getting ready to, rest their starters, again, quarantine if they have to and start getting ready to head down. And is the whole playoffs going to be in Texas, or is it like home field advantage?
Right.
Do you guys know that?
I think I heard that all of them are supposed to be in Texas, but
okay,
I don't know.
Every single game in Texas,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
I thought it was just the semifinal and the final. I know we talked about it last week, but okay, that's very cool.
But again, in one stadium, or is it just going to be in Texas at multiple stadiums?
It'll be in Texas in multiple stadiums, but again, it'll be their own bubble. Gotcha. You would hope that, I mean, it's the playoffs, right? We're talking about the playoffs.
Okay,
you would hope that most of these teams are going to be smart.
Okay, it looks like we're about to move on from MLB. 2 more things. Pujols is now number 5 all-time in the home run list.
Oh, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
He hit 661 the other day, past Willie Mays.
Mm-hmm.
And the Detroit Tigers manager retired before the season was over.
Damn. Well, they've been pretty bad for a pretty long time. Oh shit.
He said-
Brandon, sorry, dude. Hopefully you
Yeah.
get a good coach when you get called up.
He said, "Fuck this shit, man. I'm retired now."
Yeah, Ron Gardenhire retired like a few days ago. It was like an immediate retire, and they have an interim manager managing right now.
Who was the Buffalo Bill that retired? He used to play for the Colts. Vontae Davis.
Yeah,
Vontae Davis, who's literally just like, I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
right.
Fuck you guys.
Depth and shit.
Yeah.
What, that was like last year, or the season before.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah.
All right, so
yeah.
So the American League started the 29th, I believe, right? You can't hear me? Ed, you doing this? I saw Ed doing this. But American League the 29th and the National League the 30th. So I guess Ed is having technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry guys. We're having a lot of technical difficulties today.
Yeah,
Sucks.
this might be the easy episode.
I know. We're fucking up.
So we're down 2 and still with the technical difficulties.
All right, so but we got the American League starting the 29th, and we got the National League starting the 30th. Playoffs, wild card. Now, I'm not a big fan of baseball. We all know. I'm just tuning in now, for the sake of the pod. How is the wild card setup? Is one and done, correct, or is it 5 games?
No, the wild card is one
and done.
Well, there's extra wild cards this year, so it's, a couple of them is going to be one and done. Then it's going to move on.
Right, and then it'll turn into best of 3, from best of 3, best of 5, best of 5, best of 5. That's it. The rest of the way.
What's 5? Best 7. Best 7.
Best of 7. Yeah. Best of 5. Best 7. Yeah.
It's the championship series and the World Series is best of 7.
Yeah.
All right, so throwing it out there right now because we got to keep people's minds fresh. Eddie, World Series. Who you got? World Series. Who you got right now?
Okay.
How you gonna say it?
I didn't think you were going to put me on that spot, so I had to double check. I'm doubling down on the Dodgers. I'm sorry, on the Padres and the Yankees. Yankees win in 6.
Yankees in 6.
Yes.
John, World Series. Who you got?
I got the Yankees and the Dodgers and Yankees in 5.
Woo! Woo! Gentleman sweep, John?
Kev, who you got?
I got what everybody wants, and that's the Yankees versus the Dodgers.
You guys are corny.
I don't want to say Yankees in 4 because that would be biased. So it's definitely going to be Yankees in 6.
Yankees in 6.
Make us sweat a little bit.
What's that White Sox on? American, right?
American League. We'd have to play them in the ALCS.
All right, so I got Dodgers, White Sox taking. Hot take. White Sox taking it again for the city.
Mine was hot. I picked the Dodgers. The Padres.
And when the Yankees win, I'm going to pretend like everybody else, like COVID ain't real, and I'm going to be in Manhattan for the parade.
Well, you're going to be the only one there, too. Actually, you won't be. There'll be a lot of homeless people and some crazy people.
They're not going to have it, and then they're going to have it in March or something.
Right.
Like, kick off the new season.
That's going to be dangerous. And then COVID 2.0.
Well, we'll see how the fall.
Ready, baby.
We're getting into flu season.
Definitely gonna have the virtual parade.
Y'all bugging, son. The vaccine about to be ready right before election.
You gonna take that vaccine?
Y'all gonna take that?
I'm not taking.
You taking that vaccine?
I'm not taking
the vaccine. Gonna be ready. So what?
It's gonna be ready.
There's a video on TikTok. It's like when the first vaccines come out, and the dude he like, yeah, I'm good. Like, what the fuck going on? He like turned to a motherfucking zombie and shit. Like, yo.
You do the Smokey that like.
Word. He's like, what the fuck is going on with him?
I definitely ain't taking it, but
nope.
If it is working by March, the whole world gonna be open again, and the Yankees gonna have a parade right before the season starts.
Yo, pay attention, man. It's flu
that'd
season.
Be lit.
It's flu season. They about to start pumping that shit in the flu season and the flu vaccine.
Flu season start tomorrow, basically.
It's the
I don't.
It's already hoodie season.
A lot of people do take that flu vaccine.
I guess that's for us, us Easterners, Northeasterners,
right?
I ain't
we live
the
in
flu
a
shot.
good weather place. You ain't gotta worry about no flu season. People get sick everywhere.
Niggas get sick every day, B. You be all right. All right,
What?
so moving on. We getting into the NBA recap. Now, we down to the conference finals, Eastern Conference and West. We actually got the Lakers Nuggets playing right now. Not looking too good for them Nuggets. The Eastern Conference has been pretty competitive. But John, I know you're a Lakers fan. If Denver was to come back, what would they need to do to take this series?
Hit every 3-point shot. Go berserk from 3. Go berserk from 3.
Just gun it.
And contain Anthony Davis.
That's not gonna happen.
How can you do that?
Jokic is gonna have to play his ass off and try.
Well, they're gonna need Pumbly to take them L's. And like
Pumbly's not gonna be in the game with all those minutes, so Jokic's gotta take that responsibility.
Yeah.
But that's I feel like it's the formula. Jokic and Murray gotta play. They've been playing amazing, but they gotta play.
Yeah.
They gotta take for how great they're playing. They gotta take it up another step.
Yeah.
And every 3 has to fall, and they just gotta slow the Lakers down. Because at the end of the day, the Lakers have a solid team, but it's a 2-star team, and the team is based on Bron and AD.
So they need the Angels in the outfield.
Bron's gonna get his, and Bron likes to facilitate.
Right.
So you could let LeBron do him and stop and shut everybody else out and contain AD because he'll be the main threat.
Well, AD's been this whole entire playoff series for the Lakers. AD has been the main threat. Period. Like, there's been no real stopping or no real gameplay or defense to contain AD. AD just.
That's what I'm saying. They want to win. They would have to do that. Like, because LeBron.
AD just letting off.
LeBron could score not that much, but he could facilitate and grab rebounds, and that's part of his game. So it's like Denver will have to shut everybody down, let LeBron do him, and contain AD because they let AD go off.
And again, they almost won the last game. They let AD get off that shot at the end of the game.
AD just took the game over. He scored the last 10 points of the game.
Right. So, and that was their game. But now we got game 3, and they on the way, looking on the verge of a sweep. They got and I root for the underdogs. I like Joker.
Don't do that.
Shit, but
like I said,
you already got one underdog team in the playoffs you can root for.
Lakers in 8.
Lakers in 8?
Yeah.
How
is that?
Don't let that go over your heads. Lakers in 8.
Okay.
It went way over my head, John.
It went over my head. 8 in Kobe.
4 sweep West Conference Finals. 4-game sweep NBA Finals. Lakers in 8.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Bars, bro.
Bars. I see, John. John be thinking. All right, but moving on to the East. You got Miami, Boston, which seems to be a little bit more competitive. John, based on the game so far.
That's looking like a 7-game series. I'm sticking with my pick of Boston, but that's looking like a tough 7-game series. Boston just got Gordon Hayward back. It's going to make things interesting.
Right.
And Miami, I'm not going to lie, Miami overachieved. They played really hard, and they still playing hard.
Yeah. Kev, who you got in that Miami?
You got Jimi buckets, bro.
Yeah, they just play really tough. Like, they scrappy. They got shooters.
They locked in, bro. Everybody's committed. They all on the same page. Like Johnny just said, they playing with heart, bro. They locked in.
And you can't tell Jimmy Butler he ain't the best player in the NBA, man. Like,
yo, for real, like
you can't say shit to that man. Like, he the best player. He gonna tell you ain't nobody working harder than him. So
they ask him, they like, yo, who's the best player in the league? This nigga look around like,
you really ask me that?
Like, I'm right here. I'm right here.
So Ed, I didn't get your take. Based on what you've seen so far, who you got in this Boston Miami? It's been
Boston, Miami. I mean, Miami's up 2-1 right now. They're playing tomorrow, right? Or tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Listen,
like
Miami can take that game. So I think it's going to be Maybe Boston squeezes one more in. So I'm gonna take Miami in 6.
Okay.
I hear Miami in 7. I think Haywood changes that a lot, but I'm stick with that Miami in 7 against Boston. But before we move on from the NBA, congratulations to the Chicago Bulls. We got a good coach now, Billy Donovan, former OKC coach. He got a young team.
That's good. No, good
it's
pick.
a good coach for this young team. Now, me being the Bulls fan here, I like the team that Chicago got. I need to see more out of marketing, and I need to see more out of the big-ass other boy that went to Duke. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Wendell.
Wendell Carter.
Yeah, Wendell Carter. But with Billy Donovan, I always go to you first, John, because you the NBA fan here. How do you feel about Billy Donovan being in Chicago?
I think that's a good pick. And look, obviously he had Chris Paul. Chris Paul helped.
Right.
But look how the Thunder made the playoffs this year, and they was projected to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
So he has Billy, and plus the Bulls have young players. They have talent. It's just underutilized as a moment because they haven't had the right coach to put the right rotation out and stuff. So I feel like that's a good step forward for the Bulls, and if all goes well, that might be a playoff team next season.
And again, they still they got a good young team. Kobe White had a great rookie season last season. Zach LaVine is still there. They got Buddy from used to be with the Wizards, the shooter, small forward. I can't think of his name. He got traded to the Bulls. Can't think of the nigga name right now. He was a shooter, small forward.
Otto Porter.
Yeah, right, Otto Porter. So they got pieces there. Hopefully,
I was about to say that Otto Porter.
Yeah, right, Kev. So hopefully that transition into at least a 7 or 8 seed spot this year. So
yeah, maybe we'll see. And also another thing, NBA, Giannis back-to-back MVPs.
Right, congratulations.
Trash it.
Wow, we're not there yet, Kev.
So
back-to-back.
And I hate that, unfortunately, that these assholes ain't here because you got 2 of the biggest Giannis haters, and Drew and DQ. DQ is notorious for dissing Giannis.
This is the Giannis slander podcast because of DQ.
Steph, one of our homies who eat penis regularly, he dissed Giannis over LeBron. Look, fuck it. It is what it is. Steph loves LeBron. Like, we know LeBron's the GOAT. What the hell is going on with you?
Oh, you saw that?
Yo, what the hell is going on with your video, Ed?
Yeah, he took that vaccine, son.
Yeah, I froze too, so I was very scared. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties on my side. I'm sorry.
He said he took the vaccine.
Yeah, you just had some Amityville horror-looking stuff.
I went like this. I went, what the fuck? Because always.
But your eyes rolled mad quick, and then you like jump forward.
Well, you guys were frozen on my end too, so god damn it.
About to call Liz, tell her to lock herself in the room, bro.
She's not here yet.
That shit was weird.
Yeah, super weird.
But
anyway, moving on.
If you could get that and it came up like on your scene, that's gotta be a clip, bro.
No, I'll put that at the beginning for motherfuckers to be like, what the fuck is that? Like,
crazy, but also, as you mentioned, LeBron, we have our people on this pod that's big fans of LeBron. LeBron he let it be known he was pissed at the fact that he only got 16 first place votes out of 101.
I mean, we'll get to it, but LeBron's MVP every year, dog. He's MVP every year. So it's just like they vote for someone who isn't LeBron. It's almost like, hey, who's the MVP this year? Okay, take LeBron out of the equation.
It's if you ask who's the best player, then it's LeBron. Like,
yeah, 100%.
If you're gonna base it off who's the best,
who's
player,
most valuable to their team.
Not even who's the most valuable to their team. Who's the best player in the league? Okay, LeBron James. If we doing it that way, then you give it to him. But that's not how they determine the MVP. Who's most valuable? Who had the best season for their team?
That's what I
Giannis.
said.
So Giannis being on the Bucks, they getting the number 1 record in the league, and Giannis having all the stats to back it.
And the Bucks being trash, literally
Also,
without him.
the fact that Anthony Davis being a superstar and as great as he is,
And
because
again,
of LeBron.
and having
Kick from LeBron.
right, and having if anybody should be upset, it's Anthony Davis.
Word.
Because of what he's done this season, he should always be in the talk. To me, when it comes to the MVP, Anthony Davis is a second thought when it comes to the MVP this season. Anthony Davis been cooking. And so you look at that, Giannis with the team he has, best record in the league, all the stats, and no real superstar level support. LeBron has a superstar, top 5 player with him.
That's true.
Let's stop shunning AD and dimming his light to let LeBron shine. We know LeBron's the GOAT. Like, we know he's that. We know who LeBron is. And if y'all just say, whoever's the best player in the league, we going to get him the MVP, then yes, LeBron got it every year. But that's not how it's weighed. Who had the better season for their team and their contribution to their team when it comes to how much that contribution weighed? LeBron got AD.
I forget exactly, John, who he said, but I think LeBron came out and he said something that I think resonates with everybody and makes sense. I think he said 2011 or 12, he lost the Defensive Player of the Year to
2013. 2013.
He lost it to who? He lost it to Paul Gasol or Mark Gasol. And he went forward to say, I don't understand how Mark Gasol won Defensive Player of the Year, but made second team all defensive team.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So LeBron, you got every right to be
I don't
mad.
know what they was doing that year, but that's a bad mistake.
Yeah, that's tough.
Again, like in my opinion, I think LeBron's the MVP every year. I just think that how boring would that be, right?
Who cares?
I
if you make it to that level, you earn it to earn it.
No, I understand.
I don't give a shit what Eddie on his couch thinks.
Everyone in this program agrees that of course. But it's random fucking people that are like, LeBron won again. I mean, come on, when are they gonna stop sucking his dick? Listen, he's the greatest, he's the best player in the league today, and he has been for the last 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't give it to him for 15 years. Yeah, I think that's why it's all a front.
But again, I don't think it's a front. I think Anthony Davis, Giannis had for a single player, based on what he's did for his team, he had the best regular season.
Right.
And again, you got take what LeBron has in his team. He has a top 5 player with him. Anthony Davis, people are trying to create Middleton and make him a star. They want him to be a star, but Middleton is a third option.
Right.
No offense to Middleton, but that's what he's looking like.
No, that's right.
He'd be a great third option for a championship team.
Right. Good third option, great shooter, great scorer, but he is not, if Giannis to go down, he is not a person that's going to carry a team.
But if LeBron went down, AD could totally.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I get that.
With the pieces they got, LeBron go down, AD got it.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at that. Yes, they say LeBron can do it in the West. LeBron can do it wherever the fuck he go. But you got to take in consideration what LeBron has with him, and what they've done with that team has been great, and it looked like they about to take all of it. But in the regular season, let's take the playoffs and the bubble out. Regular season before COVID, and the little bubble time, 8 bubble games, Giannis has had the best regular season of any player this crazy season. And that's all it comes down to. People making it LeBron slander, and it's usually people that can't see past their fandom. And we know LeBron, we're just voting, who the best player? LeBron, you got it, bro. There's no debating that. If that's how we're going to vote MVP, LeBron, you got it every year. But that's not how it's voted.
You're right. No, you're right. You got it.
I get tired of talking to LeBron fans because they irritate me and shit. Johnny being a Laker fan, I be having whole conversations with niggas and Johnny be debating against his team and shit because niggas be eating so much.
Yeah, they be trying to downplay like that's a good Laker team. Like LeBron, like nobody's saying LeBron's not great, but obviously, that's points that they take away from him because the fact that he's playing with the Anthony Davis type.
And that's what I said. LeBron should get like GM of the year or coach of the year because he always puts together.
Yeah.
Like he makes people come to him. So you want to get LeBron GM of the year? I ain't got shit to say, bro.
So thanks to LeBron, man, my son Rondo gonna get a chip.
Rondo
already got one.
Another chip.
Rondo got one. Yeah.
The White about to get his first. AD gonna get one. JaVale got like 3 or 4.
I always like Rondo, so I can't wait to see Rondo get a chip outside of the
If McGee gets one, does he have one more than LeBron?
No.
No?
How many he got, JaVale?
I think he has 1 or 2.
Yeah, so this is like his second or third.
His third, yeah.
And the nigga JR is the luckiest nigga in the world.
Word.
I ain't getting nothing, but JR about to get him another one.
Yo, me and John used to see JR selling Lucy's in front of 7-Eleven in White Plains, bro. And now he's on top of the world.
JR also used to, I'm not going to say it. Nope. One day this podcast is going to blow up and it's going to come back to me. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Love you, JR. Nah, I'm not going to say it. I can't.
Not a real nigga. He ain't going to feel no way.
Nah, but you know who I used to work with who used to
okay.
Talk to JR. I'll say talk. That's it. I think everybody else will get it.
But again, congratulations to Giannis. Defensive player of the year, though. Giannis, that one, okay, I'm willing
to argue.
Yeah, I'll argue that AD should have had defensive player of the year. So, in that sense, I see people trying to, make Giannis the best. But the playoff season, him being an MVP and having a defensive player of the year and having the playoff he had, looks bad, but congratulations nonetheless. You had a great regular season. But we also forgot to mention, and it's sad, Johnny was just talking about it, RIP to Cole, Vanessa Bryant has officially filed a suit, right, John? I guess.
Lawsuit against the LA Sheriff Department.
Now, what's her reason behind her suit?
Her reasoning is it was under investigation, but supposedly people of the staff, people that worked the site took pictures on their personal phone and then was going out and showing other people that wasn't a part of it, They were showing people pictures of the actual, accident site. So she filed the lawsuit.
So
sad, man.
That's crazy. So basically, not the coroner's pictures, but whatever the person that comes and pronounce you dead or whatever. I forgot what they're called.
Medical examiner.
Yeah, the medical examiner.
Coroners, medical examiners, pretty much.
So people were taking their own personal phones and sending and sharing and shit like, damn, this is Kobe. Like, that's crazy. That's insensitive as fuck. I hope she win that suit, and I hope all they ass get fired because that's insensitive to Kobe's family and all the other families that were involved in that.
I'm not gonna lie, they investigated, but I feel like that's something they was trying to cover up, and having this lawsuit might have an outside external force come in and look into it, see what's up, because obviously it was somebody actually made the complaint and said, such and such was doing this, so it's not like it's nothing falsified. Somebody made the complaint, and that's how we got here.
So somebody that it was shared with.
I think so, yeah. Somebody who was shared with mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
They said one of the staff members was at a bar just showing people the pictures. When the news first came out like that, it was like within like a week of the actual tragedy. It was like within a week. But also it's not. Obviously, we all know it's Kobe, but it was the death side of Kobe.
Right, and those other families, right.
A couple other people. So the lawsuit is cover-based for all of them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's not only insensitive to Kobe and his family, but there was other families involved in the situation. So, like, that shit is whack. And you're supposed to be a professional. Like, Like, where you?
It's a big name, but it was like a couple. It wasn't only him that lost his life.
Yeah.
Him, his daughter, and a few kids, and
Right. And their family's like, where's your professional quorum at? Like,
Yeah, there was a family that lost their a girl that lost her sibling, her mother, and her father. So
Yeah,
God knows
right.
what's going on in her life right now. So, yeah.
That shit whack, LA. Y'all fucking up, man. Fire all those bastards that ever shit. And you know, with technology, they can find out where that shit started. Like they get a picture
Yeah, absolutely.
track where that picture came from, and
Just chase that IP, man. That's all you got to do. And IP Vanish, VPN.com, whatever it is, sponsor us, and then maybe you'll get an ad read.
right. But that's fucked up, man. RIP to Cole, and condolences to all the families involved. Fuck those cops who do that dumb shit. And yeah, that's crazy. Moving on.
Yep.
Now we're done.
Okay, we're good.
I just added that moving on.
I'm like, moving on.
No, just for the.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done, man. I don't want to talk no more. I was like, no. What else did we miss?
Fuck you, LeBron haters. I'm LeBron fans because y'all make me mad.
Are we moving on from In Case You Missed It?
No, we're not. We got one.
No.
We got NFL.
Oh, damn. Do we have to talk about this?
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
Okay, let's do it.
So before we
No, it's a bad week for all of us, except guys.
So before
More so you.
Into the NFL though, we're gonna get into a former NFL player, Kaepernick. Now it was just 5 days ago. It was the 4th anniversary of the first time he took a knee. Right. Mm-hmm. So to commemorate that, you know, he had dropped the jersey with Nike. That shit sold out in minutes. But he was just on social media talking about it and how he's become almost a martyr for social justice in major sports. Really a martyr because he hasn't played since. But now all the leagues are coming forward to express their feelings about social injustice. But here's my issue. Eric Reed, one of the best safeties in the game, was one of the first people to take a knee with Kaepernick, and he's very vocal about social injustice in the world and in NFL. This weekend we had over 50 injuries. Eric Reed doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job, hasn't been offered the job. And he is better than a lot of the starting safeties in the game currently.
Right.
The NFL, they do all this shit for social injustice, but to me, it seems to be a little bit of pandering. Kev, giving it to you, and we're speaking about Cap and Ed and Eric Reed. Why don't Eric Reed have a job?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you it shouldn't be this way, but somebody that, in this instance, if the NFL was a person, is somebody that just doesn't want to go back on their word. You know what I mean? So whatever their reason is for blowing him up back then and not committing to him and not giving him an opportunity to come back, including both of them, they're not about to renege now. They are doing what they think is enough now, but they're not about to go and just hand them a job, and they look at it as the perfect excuses. We got rookies that work their ass off to come in, and they need a shot, and they need a chance. They don't need to just bench warm because we're trying to give these people a shot. And then they also want to save themselves for the criticism of possibly, let's say, either one of them coming back and not being efficient or something like that. And then it looks like they really just gave them a spot as a handout, which, again, we're not looking for handouts. So, I mean, I just think they don't want to renege on what reason they say they gave for why not, bringing them back.
Well, didn't Eric Reed play last year with the Panthers?
He did for a little bit. How many games did he play? I don't remember how many games he played.
I believe if he didn't get hurt, he played the whole season.
Yeah, he might have suffered from an injury, but I believe he was on the roster the entire season. So, and again, the NFL is one of they do their Black Lives Matter. They got it on the helmet. They have their moment of silence, and they do their arm wraps and Everything.
They playlist
Black
every
National
voice in the
Anthem.
scene.
Yep.
So
I got a better question for you.
what's that?
A much better question for you. Drew Lock, quarterback of my Denver Broncos, the Denver Broncos that I picked to be the sleeper team. Obviously, the unfortunate injury to Drew Lock is really going to delay that. Do you guys know who the Broncos signed?
Yeah, Blake
Bortles.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They signed
I'm
him
sorry.
today.
Is Colin Kaepernick better than Blake Bortles?
Fact.
Can Colin Kaepernick probably win you more games than the Blake Bortles?
Yes.
Fact.
Granted, Blake Bortles isn't going to start this week, I don't think. I forgot the quarterback that they have in there now that's backing him up.
Something.
Yeah, the guy that stepped up for Drew Lock when he went down. But do you not think that maybe Colin Kaepernick could probably win them more games? Potentially.
Colin. Go back to the 90s.
Well, Jimmy's fine. He's fine. That's what I'm hearing. Jimmy will be okay.
All right, but we just wanted to touch on that because NFL, y'all ain't slick, but we do love y'all and welcome back football. Now, this week in football was a shitty week.
Crazy week.
Like my boy told me, it was Massacre Sunday.
Yo.
Yeah.
Over 50 injuries this play week.
My man Saquon.
Yo, they did. So I rewatched that play like 3 or 4 times. That corner bullied him. Like the way he threw him to the ground. Like, what the fuck was that for, dog? It was an extra move that was completely unnecessary. Add that clip because it was pretty.
I don't feel like it was overly excessive. I definitely don't feel that way because I was watching, like sitting where I'm at now, watching, and I don't feel like it was overly excessive. It still feels to that corner like Saquon is still engaging him with his left hand under him.
Right,
so,
that was my other point. Why is Saquon, like, you're like a key part of that offense. Like, why are you trying to be a grown man right now? Like, you're done. You're stuck. You're not going anywhere. Why are you still trying to?
He's used to that, and he's had success bullying people.
No, but wait, but I like the.
You're on the sideline.
No, but
the play is dead.
No, but I like the Aaron's was saying that Saquon stomped and he felt what happened to his knee. And his arm was like trying to get him off of him, not to like keep the play going because he knew something was like
something went wrong.
Something was wrong. He was about to go down, so he was just trying to get the guy who was trying to tackle Saquon off of him, like not to like keep the play going. It's like shit, I'm hurt, get off me.
Right. Yeah.
It was one of those like when he got that stop, I think that's when he injured his knee.
But you got a lot of premier players hurt. Nick Bosa, torn ACL. Saquon, torn ACL.
The 49ers lost their defensive tackle.
Solomon Thomas also went down. Jimmy Garoppolo went down. Christian McCaffrey's down.
Rasheem Mostert
down.
Yeah.
But Mostert looks like he might play.
But did y'all see how the Niners tried to say they were scared to play at MetLife again?
I was about to say that.
They said
Kittle and Garoppolo are afraid to play on the turf in MetLife.
Yeah.
They may opt out of the week because players are saying that the turf is what players got hurt during the Jets game last week?
All of them. Everybody.
All of them. Solomon Thomas, Nick Bosa, Jimmy Garoppolo, Rashad Perriman went down as well.
So the thing is, they're saying that the turf, something's wrong with the turf. Like they want people to double check the turf, or they're not playing it.
Yeah. I don't blame them. So here, you guys want to hear my crazy theory?
It said the MetLife passed all the protocols.
You guys want to hear my crazy theory about what's going on in MetLife?
What's going on?
So y'all remember the bump on the 10-yard line at the old Giant Stadium? You know, the bump on the 10-yard line? The rumor was that it was Jimmy Hoffa's dead body buried under there and players should trip over it. What if they decided to, dig up the dirt, dig up the rubber, dig up everything that was there, and that bump that was in the old Giant Stadium is now spread across the entire new MetLife Stadium on that new turf? That whole stadium is cursed.
Oh, my Lord.
The ghost of Jimmy Hoffa is hurting people.
Where people still don't know where that black cat came from last year.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. We might be in trouble, guys.
Conspiracy theory. Well, the Jets are already in trouble. So
yeah, well, we've been in trouble since the first play of the first game.
But
after Joe Namath retired?
It was a rough week. But anybody surprised y'all last week in regards to their play?
Falcons choked again.
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me though.
Falcons definitely choked again.
Can we just talk about that helicopter kick? Like the onside kick, the helicopter.
Yeah. It was dope.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Hear me out. I know that you're not supposed to rush before the 10 yards.
Yeah.
If you're an offensive player trying to get the ball.
But
why were the Falcons?
Defense, right?
Why were the Falcons? Why were the Falcons watching it like it was a foul ball on the third baseline? Like it's foul, it's foul, it's foul, it's foul. Oh shit, it's fair. Like jump on that shit the minute it's in front of you.
Right.
You have three guys right in front of you.
They could jump on that. You're right.
Yeah,
So,
because the defense had to wait until it goes 10 yards.
Exactly. Right. The offense has every opportunity
They had the other way around. What are you
Right.
Yeah, the receiving team had every opportunity to grab it, and the kicking team had to wait for it to get past 10 yards.
But they sat there and watched with them. Like,
do you guys think the NFL's fixed?
Nah,
bro.
Atlanta they some fucking choke. So if we using that game to meet it, if the NFL is rigged, then definitely no, because Atlanta just suck. They always doing some dumb shit. Like
word. Dan Quinn's probably fired in the next 2 weeks, along with Adam Gase, and they could both go work.
Wait, what
Jacksonville.
What prediction before? Like,
shut up, John. We're not talking about it.
Well, also, that Sunday night football game was fire. Russ was Cam.
Also, Thursday night was
good too. Oh yeah, let's talk about Thursday first.
Yeah, Thursday night, Bengals Browns. Burrow is real, man.
He's nice.
Like I'm a believer. Although Johnny's boyfriend Odell had a good game.
The number 2 receiver for the Cleveland Browns.
No, he's not.
What?
No, he's a number 2 receiver.
That great right now.
He likes number 2s, so.
And that running back core, like that dual running back with
Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Bro.
Yo. That's if they.
I mean, I think together they combined for a little over 238 yards and 4 touchdowns. How fucking wild is that? They didn't have to do shit.
There's no be having Kareem Hunt starting.
Accept my trade, bro.
I will have Kareem Hunt starting this week in fantasy football.
John, you a bitch. Take my trade, man. I won't Hunt. Give me him.
Should draft him, man.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about because I think we're inevitably delaying the fact I don't think we want to talk Giants and Jets today. Listen, both teams. Jets obviously way worse.
I got stomped out, but at least we fought back.
My brother was in town this week, and my cousin came over as well. And you want to know what we did after we saw that first play for the 80-yard touchdown? Like, whatever, it was expected. Like, we saw it. We knew it was coming. We knew we were going to lose. We were drinking a little bit. Do you want to know what we did? Like, to let you know what Jet fans, like how Jet fans are these days, we were applauding first downs. The Jets got a first down in their first series, and I was hyped. Because, again, I haven't seen that in at least a week. They made
a drinking game. We take a shot for every first down.
Every first down, exactly. And again, you probably only had about 10 drinks.
After that game, they played Russian roulette.
Right. And then for the Giants, obviously, you were in it. I think in the beginning, you started off slow. Bro. Yeah, you started off slow.
Yeah.
But you would hope the first-year head coach Joe Judge took the team into the locker room, hyped them up or whatever, and they did shut down that Browns offense. But again, it's not the best offense to shut down anyway. But there are concerns, and Daniel Jones did have to give up that strip sack, which you don't want to see because again, like that's his big thing is the lazy turnovers is not good for him, and again, it's not good for the offense. But again, let's just call it what it is. Both teams don't have enough talent around them, don't have a good offensive line around them. The defenses are okay, serviceable. They're not going to win you games, obviously, because the offense isn't going to give you the opportunities to win the game. And if I'm a Giants fan, are you guys done with Evan Ingram, or? Because I'd be done with him.
I'm kind of done with him because he's looking like a one-trick pony to me. I'm not seeing him really run like crazy routes like they say that he's capable of running. Like I'm seeing him run like stick routes,
I'm
like,
not
and
gonna lie,
that's it.
he has to run those routes because our line's not getting the blocks off, so he has to get available. He can't run a complicated route when QB's under fire. You gotta get those quick routes out to get the ball out quick. You know, like he's not gonna be able to utilize them complicated. If he had a decent line, he could then run all the crazy routes he wants because there'll be time for it to play to develop. But when the line's the QB's on the fire and they coming for him, you gotta get that ball out. Slants, drags, quick curls, screens, just get the ball out.
Now, with Saquon being down, how do y'all see the Giants season going? I know they just signed, I believe they signed Devontae.
Oh, yeah,
Devontae Freeman,
they signed Devontae.
Who probably won't play right away.
He's not gonna play.
He said he'll practice.
Right away.
He'll practice, but he might not play.
So my Giants fans, how do y'all salvage this season?
I'm not gonna lie, I gave my Giants like 2 wins off of just Saquon being on the team. I had them at like 7 wins. That was my prediction before the season started.
And now what? You got 5?
Well, it subtracts. I gave 2 of the wins based off the strength that we have in Saquon. We don't have Saquon no more, so it's tough. I have no prediction. I'm gonna stick with my 7 and just hope for the best.
How you see the season going?
I'm in the same boat with John. I think the team has a lot of, like, they're showing a lot of grit. The defense is way better than people gave them credit for, and our schedule is middle of the pack as far as difficulty. So I think with Devontae picking up like the slack where, you know, Saquon's not at, and his skill set being somewhat similar to Saquon, not as efficient, and his catching ability is better, and I know that he's always been able to pick up like blitzers better. Yeah. That alone is gonna help a lot. So
you would hope with this experience, yeah.
And
Bradbury is a good piece too. Yeah. I really like him on the defense.
And Dion Lewis is gonna play a lot more snaps than he would have before, and that's gonna help us win games too. So I think 7 games is like definitely good. And 7 games in our division.
Oh yeah,
could win you the division.
Yo, Ed, look at that. Your pick is 0-2. Talking all that shit.
I
know, man. You know, here's my thing.
0-3. I gotta look at who they play.
And the Giants is definitely winning this Sunday if these idiots decide they're not gonna play. If Kittle and Garoppolo decide they're not gonna play, if we don't win that game, then
don't sleep on Big Dick Nick. Big Dick Nick Mullins don't play games. I don't know if you guys remember him last season when he had. Yeah. Listen. I mean, in a metaphorical way.
You know all of them.
I know all the big dicks.
But all right. So also this week, which is kind of surprising. I mean, they went up against a Saints team that's missing Michael Thomas, but the Las Vegas Raiders is 2-0.
That was a good game.
That was a good game.
So, Eddie, is the Raiders a real thing?
It's too early to tell, but they playing.
It's way too early. Again, they're healthy. That's key. I think everybody offensively and defensively for them, their big key players are healthy. Again, the Saints have no excuse. You know, you do have good wide receivers. I was in the middle about whomping somebody in fantasy, not in this league, but I had 160 freaking points. All I needed was for Emmanuel Sanders to catch one fucking ball, and they didn't even look his way, I don't think. The guy led the league last week in red zone targets. I think he had about like 8 red zone targets. So I was like, oh, he's a lock. I'll start him. But again, I think there's too many excuses. I think you're seeing too much like regression from Drew Brees, and again, that comes with age. I think Kamara's really good. So again, like they did play a good Saints defense, but with no preseason and you know, with all these soft tissue injuries going around all over the league. I think the Raiders right now are hot. Do I think they sustain that? I don't know. They are in a division with the Chiefs. So I mean, they could make a run. They could sneak in for that wild card spot.
Right.
But are they going to win anything? Are they going to get past the first round? No, I don't think so.
All right. Any surprises besides the massive injuries? Before we move on from week 2, anybody, any player, any team surprised you guys with how they're playing?
My 2, just because we just talked about it, is like definitely the Raiders, because I was happy for John Gruden to get his first win and to see how he got the boys prepped and put together. And I always love Alabama running backs, and Jacobs is just another example.
He's a grown man.
Of a dog, bro.
Right.
I was really happy to see how well Carr played. Derek, yeah, I was about to say David, but shout out.
Same
Giants.
shit.
But I was really surprised to see how Derek played, and they were in that game until they won it. Like, bro, that surprised the hell out of me. And then I shouldn't be surprised, but I am surprised. Team-wise, the Jaguars, but overall, Minshew
mania.
He looks like a real deal for now.
Yeah.
That's early. That's early season.
That's my team and player, because what are they, 2-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The Jags? Yeah, for no reason. For no reason.
Yeah.
Other than Minshew can ball.
Bills,
I think they might be 1-1.
Raiders is 2.
They lost to the Titans.
Yeah, they're 1-1. They're 1-1. But they're about to be 3-1, but they got Miami on Thursday.
That's a tough pick.
Today. They got Miami today, because you guys are getting this episode today.
Right.
Exactly. I might be picking the Dolphins.
Jags 32, Miami 14.
All right, in the NFL recap, there was fines thrown around for people not quarantining and not being safe with the COVID happening. Eddie, explain what happened with the coaches and COVID.
So while Andy Reid decided to get a new mask that didn't fog up, finally, although the humor and the memes went down, we did see Mike Shanahan, Vic Fangio, Pete Carroll, John Gruden, Sean Payton all get fined $100K, and the teams got fined. What'd you say, John? It was $250K?
It was $100K for the coaches. It was 200. It was 200 plus K for the team.
Yeah. Turns out it turned into a $1.6 million fine for coaches not wearing masks during games. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be realistic here.
The fine?
What's that?
I think it should be higher.
You think it's excessive?
No, it's not excessive at all. You got to be safe.
I think the fine should be higher because that just
coaches.
all week.
And they made a whole after week 1. They made it a point of emphasis. Everybody wear your mask. Coaches wear your mask. You know, they made it like they emphasized it.
Well, I said John Gruden was making light of it. He was like, "Yo, I can't talk to my players. I can't talk to my people without my mask, with the mask on." But
get the Andy Reid. Get the face shield.
Yeah, get the face shield. Whatever you got to do, the defogged face shield. All I got to say is Adam Gase wore his mask the whole game. I think he was wearing it over his eyes when he was calling plays because that's what it looked like.
I'm not going to lie. If I was the coach, I'll just get me a Darth Vader mask and just talk my shit to them.
Yeah.
That's wild. But again, because again, most of the coaches were saying they're trying to coach. So their issue is telling their players, telling the staff, giving out plays. And therefore it happens where they just yeah,
but you have a microphone that's attached to your quarterback's earpiece. You have assistant coaches. You can relay the message. They know what's going on. I think head coaches take their jobs a little bit way too seriously. There's a lot of moving parts in the NFL, so
I just think
there's no excuse.
I just think it's a reflection of the times. We know and we are identifying coaches on TV that don't believe in wearing the mask, period, out in their regular life.
Privilege.
They're showing that on TV.
Privilege.
Because Gruden did not care at all. And I'm
sure that's what I'm saying.
Told him at some point during the game, yo, they fined people earlier today.
Yo, and again, even in his press conference about it, he was still making light of it I heard they fined and but I can't talk to my players. I need to talk to my players. It wasn't shit. Okay, take that honey and I'll eat it.
It's definitely not for him.
They can wipe that. No problem.
After a couple of shits, they might start suspending, and that's
and that's the bigger penalty, and that's what matters more.
Yeah,
I think that's the only way they're going to get it.
Yeah, this is the stepping stone. If they have multiple cases, then the severity of the penalties will become more severe. So, but niggas, wear your mags, man. It ain't that deep. Like, wear your mags. But,
That's not hard to do.
word.
I've been doing it since the beginning of the pandemic. Deal with it.
It ain't that crazy. That's the recap of the NFL, and that's the end of In Case You Missed It.
I got one more in case you missed it.
What's that?
I know we don't talk about it often, but since it was right down the street from me, the U.S. Open, Bryson DeChambeau won, and that was at the Winged Foot Golf Club, which is literally a mile away from me on Fenimore Avenue. I won't tell you where I live because I'm not going to be living here that much longer. But yeah, shout out Bryson DeChambeau, whoever you are.
Congratulations, young man, or and whoever you may be.
Right, he's a young man, I think.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's In Case You Missed It. All right, we're going to get into Bag of the Trash. Now, we spoke about this earlier. You guys are madly in love with your team, the Bronx.
What do you want us to do?
The Bronx Bombers.
What do you want us to do?
First question, the Bag of the Trash. Should teams be afraid to see the Yankees in the playoffs? Bag of the Trash, Eddie, to you first, sir.
We're not just going to do this together?
I'm with it.
Yeah, I want to do that together. Go ahead, you guys. 3, 2, 1.
Bag it! Again, and I'll explain a little bit. Like, to my earlier point, right, is that, like, you don't want to see a team that's hot right now, and the Yankees are hot right now, and they're only going to get even more healthier. We're going to get all of our guys back, if not all of them. Here's the question is that, like, obviously you see Garrett Cole doing well because it's pitching. Obviously, offensively, we're okay. Offensively, we don't have to worry about anything. In the past, the playoffs, the offense kind of disappears because it's better pitching. But you would hope that the reason why we paid Garrett Cole all this money is that he will be our number one. That's fine. You got Garrett Cole. You got playoff Tanaka going in game 2. That's great. He's always shown us that he can deliver. Now, who's your 3? I don't know if you guys agree with me.
You want to break them up, but you want to put Jordan at 3 and King at 4.
So you'd go Jordan Montgomery over Davy Garcia? I'm really liking Davy Garcia.
Yeah, because I want, for the sake of the argument, the least talented one in the middle game. Right. If Jordan has a good game, like he can have a good game for like a third game set or whatever. But let's say we sweep a team in the second round in a 3-game set, then you have Davy Garcia, King, and then we can close off another team, starting the rotation again with Cole and start a new series with Tanaka. Right. So that's just my breakdown mentally, but I think right. I don't see why not.
The story is we need our guy Herman and Sevi back.
Yeah, we do, but unfortunately,
if you really want to put it like this, you could
Herman.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. But if you really want to put it like this, because King has the least amount of experience, you can put him at 3.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is with baseball playoffs, you only really need three starting pitchers. And then you could use King, you could use Montgomery, you could use Davey, or whoever's the not third option. You can use any one of those guys to come out of the bullpen if one of your starters get into trouble.
Yeah.
So, the way I would do it is that I would put Davey in, let's say, game 2. If he gets himself into a little bit of trouble, you have Jordan Montgomery that can back him up. The unfortunate part is that.
Yeah, but you don't want Jordan to back him up.
Well, you'd want King in there.
Or Chad Green to come in.
Or Chad Green, exactly. Chad has shown that.
You don't want to burn a starter in a second game just to come in third.
Well, that's, again, in a do-or-die situation, you would have to.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So all you guys are bagging. Teams should be afraid of the Yankees in these upcoming playoffs. I'll just say one of my fondest memories is going to a Yankees-White Sox game. And you guys remember that game?
I remember that game.
And
I wasn't there, so.
Yankees did not win. It was so funny. I enjoyed it. It was a playoff contention game. They needed this game to get in. They lost bad. I was scared for my life because I had on a Yankee shirt and a White Sox hat. And people were throwing drinks. One of the greatest moments of my life. So Don't run into them White Sox this year.
One of the funniest things that day was it was like one fan because he heard Dev talking. One fan was like he pulled up the standings on his phone. He was like, "Yo, look at your team. Look where your team's at. They're at like the bottom of the standings."
Yeah, for real. They were pissed that day. It was like one other White Sox fan like a while over and shit. He like I hear him screaming, me and him talking across the. It was bad. Some girl had to grab her boyfriend because he was like trying to throw drinks and trying to talk to me like from 3 or 4 rows back. I tell these niggas, I'm like, y'all gonna help me if they jump me? They like, no.
Nope. No. Hell no.
All right, moving on.
You better be out the stadium for Sinatra's song.
It was like 8th inning. I took my hat off and shit. I'm like, yeah, this shit is over. Let me I gotta jump back on this 5 train and shit. Let me take this hat off.
5 is not even there.
Or 4, whatever the 4. It's the 4. One of them.
Yeah, it's the 4.
Right,
4.
It's the 5 thing.
One of them shits was right there. 4.
That's how y'all know he don't be going to them Yankee games.
Dev's from Chicago. Cut him some slack.
Exactly. I don't go to the Yankees game unless I get some free tickets. And my free tickets used to be clutch though. All right, but moving on. Bag of the trash. This nigga from Carmel talking to me. Shut up.
Hey.
I know my Bronx, bro.
Yeah, let him know.
Hey.
I know my Bronx, bro. Especially to get to the game, bro.
We just had to get forced to go up there. We didn't want to go up there. It wasn't our choice.
Right there, all these out-of-towners.
Right, these niggas don't even count. Westchester ass niggas. I don't even count y'all. All right, so back in traffic.
Oh, boy.
Clippers just lost. We all know. Upset by the Nuggets. Now, playoff P.
Proclaimed playoff P.
Play less P. They got a lot of nicknames. For,
shout out to my man Troy. Pandemic P.
Pandemic
P.
Shaq calling them layoff P. They got a lot of names for Paul George. But
damn, poor guy, dog.
They're trying to coin Paul George as the new Dwight Howard. And how they got to this is Dwight Howard was having a great career in Orlando. He felt like they wasn't doing enough, so then he wanted to get out of Orlando. Since he left Orlando, he's been a journeyman, going from team to team, still trying to find his way, still trying to get back to that superstar status, and has yet to do that. PG did the same thing with Indiana, wanting to leave, been looking for a spot, been traveling a lot, although we know he's a good player, but in big moments, he tends to not show up. So based on that synopsis, bag of the trash is Paul George the new Dwight Howard. John, to you.
Oh, I was waiting to see it, but in all honesty, I get the direction that they was trying to go with that, but I'm gonna trash it because I'm gonna trash it for the simple reason. If you take them at their best, Dwight Howard, people forget what Dwight Howard was. Like,
yeah, I mean he was marketed very well.
Defensive player of the year, and he carried his team to the finals. He beat LeBron in the conference finals. Right. He beat LeBron, so I get the whole him being the star and then being like a journeyman from team.
Right, the star journeyman. That's the whole thing.
But the only thing is, I don't even think Paul George has accomplished as much as Dwight in the aspect of what Dwight Howard did in the league.
So what's your verdict, John?
That's what I'm trashing. I'm trashing it. I'm trashing it because I can see why the whole journeyman thing, but Dwight Howard in his prime
was dominant.
He was unstoppable. Like, Paul George is a really good player, but I don't think he's Dwight Howard type level player.
Right.
Put them both in. Paul George still in his prime. Yeah. Dwight Howard's not in his prime no more. He's a little older, but he's still showing he's doing his role. He's doing it disrupting, playing defense. So that's the only reason why I trash it, because I like Dwight, but other than the fact that he did my Lakers dirty back in 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
Other than that, I always liked Dwight Howard. Been a fan of Dwight.
All right, Ed, are you bagging the trash? And based on those synopses, the superstar journeyman, is PG and Dwight one and the same?
Well, so I get where Johnny's coming from as far as like, his accolades and who he was in his prime and who PG was in his prime. I remember always hating PG. Again, there was a time where I was like fully involved in basketball because I was following Melo and the Knicks, especially from like 2012 to like about 2015. We did have that 53-game win season. And I do remember hating the shit out of Paul George because Paul George in his prime just was a Nick killer, right? He would like kind of like he was like my version in that small time.
Before injury, PG was a beast.
Right, exactly. So what my thing is that okay, so I'm gonna trash it, but the only reason why I'm gonna trash it is because like Dwight's kind of fallen back a little bit more. Obviously, Johnny said he did the Lakers dirty. He did bounce around a little bit. Now he's back with the Lakers. I think he does have a good shot of winning a championship finally. Yeah. While I think that Paul George can possibly, maybe if the Clippers can get their shit together and not lose again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. If they can get their shit together, I mean, we'll see what happens with Doc Rivers. Although I love him as a coach, obviously he's had zero success with them. He can get them to the playoffs, but he hasn't been taking them to the promised land yet. There is that like curse of the Donald Sterling thing. We won't get into all that. But I think that, I know he had like that like big documentary on ESPN, like of where he was going to go and like where he decided. I think he just like kind of like overhyped all this stuff in his own head. So I just think that he's not the superstar he's eventually going to be. You know what I mean? Like he has the potential to do it and he can get that stardom back, but I think he's chasing that too much. So in that sense, I just don't see PG winning a championship where there's a big possibility that Dwight can be a contributor to a championship team.
And also, all right, Dwight Howard, I said Dwight, Paul George did, get hurt, but he hasn't had, he had a really, really good season. He was like 28 last season.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But the only thing is he hasn't been playing as well in the playoffs the last 3 years. So he made it 2 years in a row with the Thunder. Mm-hmm. Made it with the Clippers. He had to really, he had a good game here and there, but his overall performance wasn't what you expect of Paul George.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Kev, bag of the trash it. Is Paul George the new Dwight Howard?
I'm gonna trash it just because I feel like he'll be able to bounce back as long as he gets out of his head. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that he had a horrible like playoff run this year, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and me being the most like disconnected from the sport altogether, I still know enough to know that Paul George is still somewhere in his prime where like I know he's kicking himself in the head right now. I don't know what he needs to do, if he needs to like go into like a Mamba mentality type thing, like Kobe said, like he saw a flash one day, he missed like a free throw, and then what he do? He had like John. What did Kobe end up doing? He was training with like lights going off in his face and stuff like that or something. I don't know. Paul George just needs to get his mind right and learn how to lock in for the playoffs, and he'd be all right.
Yeah, and again,
he can become the playoff P he's always wanted to be.
Right, and
I think Kobe used to say he was staring into the sun before he put up a bunch of shots after the day like a camera went off in front of his face.
Bro,
like
that's a meme thing.
He's a different person, man.
That's a meme.
And again, just to piggyback off Kev, I am trashing it because again, I think PG has hit, except for this season, the last 2 seasons he's had great playoffs. It just last time Dame just did a miraculous fucking like shot, sent him home.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they lost 5 to Portland.
Oh, did they?
What? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
6.
Listen, you're gonna put it on Dame's shot, but
even with that,
they put themselves in that position.
But PG became the #1 scorer. Like PG really became like he was an MVP conversation. Like
yeah.
Like people was really like had PG in that conversation. So like this playoffs, he didn't play as good as he did last year. So Dwight Howard, and I'm trashing him for multiple reasons because when Dwight was in his hay, he was really a superstar player. Like,
oh yeah, he was on all those commercials.
He was a superstar level player. PG, although was great at Indiana, he never got to that superstar level, and it's been him chasing, trying to get back to himself. But Dwight is at the latter of his career, where PG still has time
to correct it.
So I'm trashing it based on those reasons. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
We already talked about this in the NBA recap. Should Giannis be the MVP? Bag of the trash. Real quick, Johnny, go. Should Giannis be the MVP?
Wait, I'm sorry. It was breaking up. Say that again.
Should Giannis be the MVP? Bag of the trash.
Bag it.
And we know why.
He's MVP. He should have been. He is MVP. He should have been MVP.
Right.
Bag it.
Yeah.
According to what was explained to me, he is the most valuable player overall to his team, and that's what the voting process is done based off of. Bag it.
Eddie.
I think we accidentally already covered this. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties on my end. But yeah, bag it. We've already discussed this.
Exactly. All right, moving on. Now, this question was brought to you by Charles DiCaprio.
Hey!
Shout out to Cap. So,
Look,
we've seen all these fucking injuries. We see the fucked up the Jets field, like, fucked up.
you said Metro, bro.
Yeah, I don't know where
The Jet Life Stadium.
Jet Life.
Jet Life.
So,
Yeah.
bullshit, all this fucked up shit happening in the NFL. Bag of the trash. Did the NFL need a preseason? Eddie, going to you first.
I mean, devil's advocate says, well, yeah, I'm going to bag it because, maybe you would hope that there is no soft tissue injuries. These guys weren't hitting in real life. That's why, you saw a lot of – that's why, I feel like these 4 weeks of the NFL, from week 1 to week 4, I think that's the preseason where you're going to, I don't think you're going to really see what teams actually have and what they really are. I mean, we saw Justin Herbert. I want to start a new segment, too, of quarterbacks and offenses that look better than Sam Darnold and the Jets. Not to Sam Darnold's fault, to Adam Gase's fault. So my pick this week is Justin Herbert. Held the Kansas City Chiefs to, I think under 0 points in the second half, and the kid looked like a stud. Rushed for 1, threw for 2. But again, it's like you're not playing for this guy, right? Tyrod Taylor was an early scratch. So much like Daniel Jones in his first game, much like Joe Burrow in his first game, teams aren't really, much like Kyler Murray in his first game, teams aren't prepared for these guys. They've never seen film on them. They've only seen college tapes of them. And again, if you're not ready, then you're not going to know what to expect. So again, in this time, you're not tackling. You're seeing a lot of soft tissue injuries, and now you're seeing a lot of players getting hurt, right. for real. Like we talked about it earlier with Saquon and with Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, all these guys, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. I think this was a bad call on the NFL to maybe not schedule some time where there is hitting. I get that they were doing the COVID, the COVID restrictions. But what's to say we couldn't have started the NFL season right now, and this we could be talking preseason right now, and then potentially move it on. Again, it's not like the NFL doesn't have time. You would have planned it out perfectly so the Super Bowl falls on President's Day weekend, and then most people are off on Monday anyway. So that was your fault. You really had a chance to you had an opportunity to make sure that didn't happen. I get that you wanted the NFL season to start right away, but at the same time, you saw all these other leagues take a step back. You saw all these other leagues delay, take a break, and then continue. And even in the NBA bubble, the NHL bubble, the MLB bubble, there was still a slight spring training, bubble training, whatever the hell you want to call it, so guys can warm up. The NFL didn't do that. So again, I think
the exhibition games.
Yeah,
right. If I'm an NFL player that if I'm and I'm sorry guys, I hate to bring it up, but if I'm Saquon Barkley, I'm pissed. These are things this is the NFL's fault. This isn't his fault. This isn't the player that hit him or the guy that threw it. This is it's not the field's fault. It's no one's fault. You know whose fault it is? It's Roger Goodell's, and it's the NFL owners. You guys had your opportunity to make sure that your guys were safe. I know you were worried about COVID, but you weren't worried about these injuries, and you're clearly seeing it now.
All right, Johnny, bag or trash it?
I definitely bag it. I feel like obviously players is always going to be injuries. It's part of football. But at the rate that there were so many injuries, I felt like the preseason would have helped because they would have got some in-game action.
They got acclimated.
You know, yeah, it would prepare their bodies better because obviously you can do all the all the workouts, all the training, all the stuff. Look jacked, but you got to get on the field and play that live game, and that that changes everything. Wrong bump, someone fall on your leg, a whole bunch of stuff could go wrong, but it's just like you get your body prepared, take a few hits. Just how it goes. I feel like the preseason would have it would have helped the players out because for 50 plus injuries, that's probably
and superstars.
Yeah,
this is crazy. Losing superstars.
Like I said, players always get hurt, and I feel like it's definitely going to be a big reaction to it because of the fact a lot of star players got hurt.
Yeah,
a lot of star players got hurt, so it's definitely going to be a big reaction. Like, damn.
And again, it's a lot of young stars, the future of the league that's supposed to carry the torch, got injured this week as well. So it's a lot of shit that's going on. But
that like adds fuel to the fire. That's what I'm gonna say. The young stars adds fuel to the fire. But I feel like the preseason would, like I said, players are gonna get hurt. It's just it happens. But I feel like the preseason would have helped, and maybe 50 injuries, over 50 or 50 plus would have been like 20.
Right.
25.
Before I go to Kev, quick question. How do you practice for a contact sport?
You get hit.
Contact.
Yeah.
Contact.
Nutcrackers, boy.
Bag the trash into the NFL head of preseason.
Yeah. Obviously, I think this is an obvious bag. I think collectively we could have did this, but just touching quick on everybody's thing, like, it's a contact sport. There's no way to prep yourself for practice. Like, I don't care how many dummy bags you run into in high school. They used to have for like running back or skill positions. Some shit that looked like a jigsaw machine. Running through the thing get hit on our ankles and stuff like that. Like, even that's not enough. You know what I mean? It's literally a contact sport. All of the players get their reps in, including the starting players, and they get taken out so that they're gradually getting back into that.
You have the third preseason game where they play the whole half too. So
a lot of us haven't really touched on it, but there's a mental factor behind getting hit too. So if you're hesitating on a specific play or a specific step or move that you normally just commit, just because. Okay, I'm getting hit. I could do this. You go through that usually earlier. You know what I mean?
You tense up before you get that real hit. Before you get cracked, your body tense up. Once you get that out, then it's like, oh shit, let's go.
And anybody that, it's hard to say or do, but if you're getting in a car accident or something like that, you don't want to tense your body up. You want to try and let it happen.
That's not what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you're supposed to.
Want to brace yourself.
Yeah, Drew knows a lot about that.
I'm a big advocate for saying that everything in life has prerequisites, and we obviously go through different levels in our life to get to where we're at. And this is just another example. Preseason are prerequisites for what we're seeing now, and they skipped it. You know what I mean? A lot of players physically weren't prepared.
Yeah. And again, this is the most contact sport we have. You need contact to prepare for it. So the NFL skipping the preseason was really bad. Yeah, it really played itself. I know they were thinking about COVID, but like Ed said, they wasn't really thinking about player safety, and we can see the results of that. But that's bag of the trash. Now we're moving on to Marquee Misses, week 3. Now this new segment brought to you by Drew, where we give you our sleeper games and or players. So not marquee games, not the games that go unnoticed. The players that go unnoticed that should have a good week. So based on the matchups, we're going to do our Marquee Misses for week 3. Ed, you want to kick us off? We're going to do our teams first. Who do you have as your Marquee Miss for week 3?
So I had to pull it up again. I was going back and forth for a little bit, but from what I saw from Monday Night Football, I'm going to pick the Las Vegas Raiders versus the New England Patriots at Foxborough. We're not going to get it here locally. It's a 1:00 game. It's not going to be the 5 o'clock game that we get locally.
So that's the only reason why you picked it?
Yeah, it's the only reason why I picked it.
If
We're not going to be able to watch it.
You wouldn't have been able to pick that.
But we're not going to be able to watch
where
it.
we are, we can't watch it.
We can't watch it.
We're New York based, and we don't definitely got that game. NFL
I
game
guess.
So
Yeah, we got the Jets and the Giants also both
get.
playing at 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, we have to watch 2 dog shit teams play each other. But I will be watching on Red Zone.
All right, John, what's your marquee miss for week 3 game?
Game, I agree with Ed. I had the Texans Steelers, but the way the Raiders been playing, my guy Cam, my man's Cam looking good. That's the
Closet Patriots fan.
He ain't no closet Patriots fan.
Yeah, he's out there, out in the open.
I'm not even a Patriots fan. Like what?
Yeah,
Cam
okay.
Newton is my guy. Who knew he was gonna go to the Patriots?
Yeah, Kev don't root for him.
All right,
Kev just hates.
I still
everything.
fuck with Cam, but I can't. I told you, I can't root for you. Fam.
Can't root for that man.
Yeah, I keep it
That yellow suit was fire though. Bro.
Yo, it's crazy.
Don't let them stop you, son.
all right.
Yeah,
How you can't root for Cam? He got removed.
because we're on record saying it. I'm actually not supposed to be watching football right now.
It took a few months, and then it looked like he was gonna get a shot. The Patriots gave him a shot. You got.
I know Belichick needs to show all that running him.
They treated him like a under.
Yo, he got.
You seen the play to get blown up on the 1 yard line? Bro, they didn't stop running him like that.
That was just an obvious run.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
What's your marquee miss?
All right, so I got 2, but I'll tell you my primary one. My primary one that I'm excited for, that again I'm probably not going to be able to see on TV, is the Panthers-Chargers game. I think low key that's going to be a really good matchup. You got Teddy versus what's the rook?
Well, they're saying now Vic Fangio is saying that he's going to start to rot. That Herbert did not earn the starting job, so we'll see.
That don't change nothing for me. It's still gonna make for an interesting game that like people are really like under the radar. And then my honorable mention is probably gonna be the Bengals-Eagles game. Like everybody's expecting it to be trash, and I think it could potentially be like a shootout type game.
You're gonna see Joe Burrow light it up.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a shootout type game. I feel like potentially.
So, my marquee miss. Because of a great week last week, the Browns, and playing against a pretty good Washington defense, my marquee miss is the Washington football team against the Cleveland Browns.
Washington football team.
So
that's a wash, bro.
Haskins been playing pretty decent, nothing crazy, but he hasn't lost the team or anything. He did nothing to
He's definitely better than he was last year.
Right. So and then with Washington defense and playing against the Browns, it could make for a good game, a low scoring game, or possibly a blowout. We can see, but that's my marquee miss game. Now we're going to get into marquee miss players. Who's the player that slap on or that could potentially have a great week this upcoming week? Eddie.
I am pulling him up right now. Give me 1 second. My guy, let it load up.
Just don't say mine.
I hope I don't. Hold on. I'm just going to try to get his little stats here. So my marquee miss player and also fantasy player, right? Because this is kind of what this is.
Right.
So he had 102 rushes on 16 attempts and a touchdown yesterday. Sunday. Everyone thought that the Jaguars were going to tank this year, but Minshew Mania is real. So my sleeper is James Robinson, the rookie running back in Jacksonville.
Good one. Good pick. John, who's your marquee miss player?
It's a split between 2 players. My marquee miss might not even play this week. If he plays, it'll be him, but it was between Deion Lewis and Devontae Freeman.
So you're going to go Deion then, because Deion's really realistically going to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I feel like Freeman plays, that'll be then, because, he's been a free agent.
Freeman could be your guy next week.
True. So
He might play. He might do very well.
They're gonna get him touches regardless.
Couple.
They're gonna get him. They're gonna because he's not learning the offense like that well yet, and they still want to get him again contact, he's gonna get at least 5 to 10 touches this week and next week before we even see it ramp up.
So
definitely, he's still gonna get 5 touches.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Who's your Marquee Miss?
My Marquee Miss, just because I have a lot of faith in him. I do have him rostered in one of my fantasy leagues, if not both. But Henry Ruggs, bro, like he's
good call.
He's
nice.
Boom, son. Like I think so. Like,
it's coming soon. It's coming soon.
And
for sure.
If by week 5 that offense is what we saw, then yeah, he's gonna be featured.
All right, so
wait,
John,
my honorable mention was Blake Bortles, Redemption Bortles.
Hey, yo, I almost won a fantasy league a couple of years back in this group, not in this podcast, but in this group with Blake Bortles as my starting quarterback, and I think I had Allen Robinson and Hearns at the same time, so I pretty much had the entire Jacksonville Jaguars on my team. Pretty rough.
That was bad. All right, now John took my pick. I was gonna have Deion Lewis, but I did have a backup, and that is Jerick McKinnon for the 49ers, running back.
I think they fronting on him, bro.
I'm glad that's what you think, because I'm picking someone else up, and I hope I get him.
So
God, I hope I get him.
That's my Marquee Miss. Deion Lewis being my first pick.
I'm on the way for order, Ed.
But
I'm not gonna. I don't know where I'm at.
But in regards
to shit, I know where he's at, so he knows where he's at.
I know I'm 2-0, so I gotta be at the bottom.
I'm 1-1, and I'm trying to pick up somebody that was just mentioned in this marquee. Hopefully,
we're not going to talk about it.
But
guys, we play in a fantasy league together, and we can't tell each other what we're doing.
All right.
Who got
tomorrow the waiver claims go through.
Who's 0-2 out of all of us? Anybody's 0-2?
I am.
He's number 1. He's 1, 2, or 3. So Ed could get whatever we're talking about.
Okay, great. So I'm good.
Eddie's in the top 3 if he's 0-2. I'm 2-0, so I'm at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm 1-1.
1-1. Kev, you're.
Yeah. I'm having bad luck, man.
Huh?
You 1-0 or 1-1?
I said 2-0.
Oh,
no, I'm 1-1, John. What are you talking about? I'm not 0-2. Anyway.
You was 0-2.
No, I just thought about it. Yeah,
I'm looking at Kev 2-0, John 2-0.
And Drew's
is Cal and Steph.
Like I said, I know what all of y'all pick already.
So
yeah, but Steph doesn't play fantasy. He just is there.
He just fucks up everybody else's draft.
Dev's a bye week, or Dev. Steph's a bye week.
Yeah, you watching his comeback, right?
Word. But that's Marquee Misses. We're gonna get into our NFL picks for week 3. Let's get to it. Now, before we do, here's how the standings is going. For week 2, DQ was leading. DQ was 13-3. Johnny was 12-4. Drew and me and Eddie were all 11-5, and Kev 9-7 for week 2. But for the season standing so far, Johnny is leading 21-32.
Yep.
DQ is 20-32. Drew is 18-32. I'm 16-32. Kev is 16-32, and Ed is last 15-32.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop lying, or maybe I'm not.
So that is the year standing so far through 2 weeks. We're gonna get into week 3, make our picks, see how we fall, and see how it goes throughout the season. First up, Monday night, we got Dolphins, Jaguars. Going around, who you picking, Eddie?
I'm gonna go with Gardner Minshew, and the Jaguars.
All right, Johnny.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna be a bad game, potentially.
We joked about it. We called it the people I was with. We called it the shit bowl. But I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Kev.
The Dolphins might win that, but I'm going with Jaguars.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
That's tough. I don't know. That's a toss-up game.
Yeah. I'll go with Jaguars. Week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
They were supposed to tank, and they're about to be 2-1.
Yeah, we'll see. Next up, we got the Niners versus the New York G-Men. Eddie, who you got?
Kittle and Jimmy might not play.
I got a big ass cricket down here.
No Saquon. I'm gonna go Niners.
Johnny.
Give me my G, man.
Kev, who you got?
Yay.
Who you got? 49ers, Giants.
Giants.
And I got the Niners, even with everything against them right now.
Uh-huh.
All right, next up, Washington football team versus the Browns. Eddie, who you got?
Good defense on the Washington football team. Bad week this week. Browns look really, really good, finally. So I'm going to go with the Browns.
Johnny.
The Browns.
Browns who?
Washington.
Browns. That's just easy.
Formerly known as the Red
People.
The Red Men. All right, I'm going with the Browns too. I actually went against the Browns 2 weeks in a row and I lost both.
Yeah, so now it's about time I finally pick them.
So
I feel the same way.
I'm gonna pick them this week, so I got the Browns. All right, next up, Bengals, Eagles. Who you got, Ed?
Joey Burrow and the Bengals. I keep beating my drum. I should have picked the Bengals to be my boom now that Drew Lock is out. Can I change it? Is that too late? It's too late, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's too late.
John, who you got? Bengals, Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Sorry, Barrett. I realized I just picked against them.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely the Eagles.
Burrow's gonna get his first win, man. He's been close, real close. I'm going with the Bengals against the Eagles. All right, Raiders, Patriots. The Raiders. Eddie, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Johnny.
They beat the Saints. They're 2-0.
I'm going with the Pats. Oh.
Of course you are.
Kev.
Yo, Kim's 2 yards away from being 2-0. 2 yards.
Pats.
Again, I went against them 2 weeks in a row. I've lost both times.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Time to switch it up, man. We got to switch it up.
I'll go with the Raiders this time. All right. We got.
I picked the Raiders the last 2 weeks. So
we got 2 teams that have been disappointing me so far. We got the Bears and the Falcons. Hey, who you got?
I mean, it's only right that the Falcons will be up 28-3, and will probably end up losing to Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears. So I got the Bears.
John.
I got the Falcons. Falcons is going to torch them. Both teams just going to torch them.
No. All right, Kev.
They might torch them and the Bears might come back, but torch.
It's Bears who?
Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty Birds.
The Bears.
Yeah. I don't trust either one of these teams.
Yeah, bro, it's so bad.
I really
So bad.
can't trust.
I got a tie?
This would be the first tie of the season. Yeah, I want to say the Falcons. And I don't even like the Bears. Being from Chicago, I don't like them. But I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the Bears. Falcons just ass, man. All right, next up, we got the Rams versus the Bills. I believe both are undefeated, correct?
Yep, they're both 2-0.
Both
Correct.
2-0.
Yeah.
Hey, who you got?
Well, the Rams beat the Cowboys, and the Rams beat – who did they play last week? Texans?
No. Eagles.
Yeah.
And then the Bills beat the Jets, and then the Bills beat Miami. There was a power outage, too, in that Buffalo-Miami game, so that was pretty cool. Rams.
Johnny.
Rams.
Yeah.
Bills.
I'm gonna follow Kev. I'm gonna go with the Bills as well. Next up, got the Texans versus the Steelers. Eddie, who you got?
I think it's about time the Texans finally get their first win, so I'm going to go with the Texans.
Johnny.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Who you got, Kev?
Steelers.
Yeah, I got the Steelers as well. Next up, Titans, Vikings. Ed.
Titans, Vikings. Vikings are a bad football team.
They falling apart, man.
They're crazy.
You know what's crazy, Kev? Another man we didn't mention, Anthony Barr, is out for the season.
Right. Anthony Barr as well.
Well,
I didn't even know that.
After that, I'm going with the Titans.
John.
And Derrick Henry, can you score some touchdowns, please? Jesus.
He don't do that. It's not week 9.
I know, you're absolutely right. He's going to start putting 50 up now.
John, who you got?
Picked the Vikings last week, and they got killed by the team I said was going to be a bust this year, so I'm going with the Titans.
Kev.
Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings still. I'm gonna stick it out. All right. Next up, Panthers Chargers.
You're saving me for
John, that bus team that you picked
sucks.
might be a boom team for this year.
Eddie, Panthers Chargers.
Panthers Chargers. Don't know who's starting. The Chargers did hold the Super Bowl champions, so I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers. Sorry, Teddy.
Johnny.
This is another game I'm talking up to a tie, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Teddy. I like Teddy, man.
You like Teddy with no CMC?
Yeah. Not really. But I still fuck with Teddy, bro.
Yeah, I fuck with Teddy too, man. So I'm going to go with the Panthers against the Chargers. Next up.
Why are they hyping Mike Davis? Y'all better not draft that man.
Next up, we got the Jets versus the Colts. I don't know where Eddie went, but
I'm back. Sorry.
Jets, Colts. Who you got?
Who do you think?
The Colts. You like the
No, the
Colts?
Jets, man. Come on.
All right, John.
This is another game I would love to chalk up to a tie, but I will go with the Jets.
Yes! Finally, our first win.
Yeah.
New York Jets.
Yeah, I got the Colts. Next up, Cowboys versus the Seahawks. Eddie, who you got?
Cowboys, Seahawks. I hate Jamal. I hate everything you stand for. Cowboys with that crazy comeback, helicopter kick. One of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life of watching football.
Ooh.
Cowboys.
That shit ain't happening against the Seahawks.
Yeah, I fucking lied.
But John, who you got?
Seahawks.
Kev.
Seahawks.
Legion of Zoom. Seahawks. All right. Lions, Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Cardinals. I got to stop saying Kyler Murray is not what I think he is.
John.
Great.
The Lions might play them good, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Cardinals is hot. I'm going to give the nod to the Cardinals.
Kev.
Brother's gonna be pissed, John.
Lions.
It's all right.
Kev sticking with the Lions, boy. Kev, he loyal to
my brother influenced him. My brother influenced him.
Man, Kyler is cooking for me in fantasy, man. I'm sticking.
But I'm not gonna lie, Stafford might put up a good ass game against the Cardinals, you know. So
I got the Cardinals. All right, we got Bucks, Broncos. Eddie, who you got?
It sucks. I don't want to pick Brady, but no Drew Lock. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Bucks.
Drew Lock, John Elway, give me Brady.
Stupid. All right, John got Brady, so John got the Bucks. Kev, who you got?
Who are they playing?
The Broncos.
Yeah.
It's not fair, dog. They got too many.
It's definitely gonna be the Bucks.
Fucking Gronk, do something.
Gronk ain't doing shit. Whoever drafted Rob Gronkowski, you're an idiot. Like everywhere. This is for anyone who's listening. I guarantee you, most of you drafted Rob Gronkowski in the 5th round. Way to waste a pick. You're dumb.
Yo, all the good tight ends were good.
Gone. Pass the ball to everybody.
All the good tight ends were gone by time.
I got Jonnu Smith and Noah Fant super late.
Yeah, you got, but they ain't like they showing to play good. They ain't.
Listen, I always pick tight ends to blow up. Darren Waller was last year's guy. This year it's Jonnu.
Gronk, do something for me. I got you. Buccaneers, man.
Gronk ain't doing shit till they get in the playoffs.
All right, it's too late for me. I don't need him. No, I need him now. All right, next up, Packers Saints. Eddie, who you got?
I got shootout.
I'm going with the bad man.
I got shootout.
John, who you got? John, who you got? Packers Saints.
Shootout.
I am going with the bad man.
Kev, who you got?
This game's gonna be a shootout. I think Drew's gonna figure it out.
Ooh.
We got the Saints.
Mm.
All right, I'm also going with
Spicy.
bad man. Green Bay.
I'm not we're talking about the bad man, but Aaron Jones went crazy like
Yeah,
It's both AA runs.
Right.
Either one AA run's gonna blow up. It's guaranteed.
All right, and last game of the week. Game of the week. Chiefs and the Ravens.
What's the over/under on this game?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Over's got to be 55, so I'm taking the over all the way. I guarantee you these teams score 80 fucking points. Similar to that Chiefs Rams game a couple years back when the Rams.
That shit was crazy.
That was 100 points.
And I only had Robert Woods, and I only got like 12 fantasy points. Everybody else went the fuck off.
Yeah.
Well, that game, they're gonna get tricked. That game probably gonna go super under.
I'm taking the way over, and I'm picking the Ravens.
We're talking like the most highest scoring game in NFL history.
I think so. Yeah, I'm taking. They're gonna score easily, combined 105 points.
Wow.
7.
John, who you got?
Yeah.
Give me Patty Mahomes.
Kev.
Lamar's got to beat Patty eventually, right?
Yeah.
So
at some point.
Let's do that.
Let's do it this week.
Right. And
that's all this shit. You're gonna fuck around, pick opposite in the money pool we got.
That's not true.
Yeah, not slick.
Honestly,
Don't do that.
This is an early regular season game. I would not pick Lamar and the Ravens against Patty in the playoffs, but I can pick them now. So I am picking.
That's a fact.
To beat the Chiefs week 3.
Chiefs gonna win 34-20.
You heard it here first. Johnny, 34-20 Chiefs.
Touchdowns.
These are our picks for this week. We also have Drews and DQs. I'll put all of that in right now. So here's all of our guys' picks for this week. We'll see the standings coming next week with our new episode. Like I said, Johnny's currently leading the standings, and Eddie is last.
I'm lying about all of them.
So
except for this week, maybe.
Bro, just tell the truth, and then you switch up when it comes to the money one, you switch it around. That's what
I don't want to tell the truth because I
pick my pick, and then when it gets to the money one, I do a lot of a little more work into the money one. Just switch. I switch 1 or 2 things around.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, maybe I'll do that.
That's our picks for week 3. We're gonna get into our last segment.
Am I helping you?
We get into our last segment, and that's Fab 5. Now, our last episode, we did top defenses of the 2000s until. Today, we're doing the top QBs of the 2000s and until. So, 5-1, we ain't got Drew. Drew usually kicks it off. 5-1. It's only 4 of us, so we're going to kick it off with Kev. At number 5, Kev, who you got for your top QB 2000s until now?
I got a man that is 8-4 out of 12 playoff games with 2,815 yards, 18 touchdowns. He's won 2 championships in the playoffs. And for regular season, he is 3rd behind Favre and Rivers and starts consecutively with 210. My man, my guy, let's fucking get it.
All right. John, who you got at number 5?
At number 5, I got Big Ben.
That's a good
Breaking
pick.
news, ladies and gentlemen. Denver did take a game on LA as
Good
of right
shit.
now.
They almost came back.
Yeah, Denver almost gave it up. They're throwing mad turnovers.
All right. Big Ben at number 5 for John. Eddie, who you got?
My number 5 is potentially one of the only players to not win a Super Bowl, unfortunately, on this list, but one of the most dynamic quarterbacks I've ever seen growing up. That pretty much one of the quarterbacks I saw. We say it a lot on this podcast. We call it the school of Favre. So my number 5 is Brett Favre.
Dope.
They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he got one.
Oh, he got one. Sorry.
He won in
He
the
got one.
90s, though.
And
Yeah, that was true. But again, in this bracket,
He won it when he was still young.
Downing they cheated him out of one. Well, they ain't cheating. They beat him out.
Bounty,
he could have won a couple.
Yeah,
Bounty Gate.
I remember
hands out.
a lot of us was watching that game together, right? The 3 of us was watching that game together.
The Bounty Gate game?
Well,
Yeah.
I was in
Most of
Chicago.
us, yeah.
Really?
No, yeah. Kevin, I think
What
we
year
were
was that?
2010.
I came. That was
I think before that. I think it was like
2009?
09, 2010.
2009, yeah.
I came fall 2010. I believe it was like that 09.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I think you're right, Ed.
It was 09. It was
That
09.
game.
Damn, it's been 11 years. 11 years.
Bro, that
We're
game
old,
was
guys.
brutal.
We're old.
So,
Nah, it might be. Come out. It might have been before that.
I know. I was still in Chicago because I remember being in my dad's crib watching that game and like, yo, they was fucking Favre up. So, but at number 5,
Wait. Before we get Favre went from the Packers to the Vikings, right?
Mhm.
No, he went from the Packers to the Jets.
To the Vikings.
To the
Alright, so
Vikings.
he played for the Jets in 08. So yeah,
As Barrett said, he had a cup of coffee with the Jets and then allegedly showed his Peter to a couple of reporters there. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was a big thing.
Okay.
Right.
Allegedly.
all legit.
at number 5, never won a championship. Like hosting dog fights, but the most electrifying QB we've ever seen, and is the blueprint for a lot of the young guys today. Sir Michael Vick is number 5 on my list. Kev, number 4.
So my number 4 is Dev's number 5, and again, one of the most dynamic, electrifying quarterbacks I've ever seen. And again, to reiterate, he definitely did shape the game and left like his blueprint for like what we see a lot of today. Perfect example, Lamar, and why he's the MVP based on his performance what he did last year.
Josh Allen.
But out of those, which one's more electrifying?
Lamar.
Yeah. Mike Vick started that.
All right, Johnny, number 4.
I love the QBs you mentioned. Vic, my guy, but my list is strictly Super Bowl winners.
Okay.
Brett Favre is my guy, one of my favorite QBs of all time. He didn't win Super Bowls in 2020. But my number 4 is my guy, Eli. Come on now. I almost put him at number 3 because you gotta look. I put it this way. Obviously, I could talk about his whole regular season stuff, but when it came to the playoffs,
Lights out.
he beat Matt Ryan.
Right.
He
He
beat
beat the bad man.
Beat the bad man.
He beat Cap.
Packed Dad's team up, the Niners.
He packed them.
Yeah.
And he beat the GOAT 2 times. He beat
Right.
the GOAT.
No,
2
yeah.
times. Come on, gotta give my man's credit.
Y'all give him too much credit, though.
Yeah, he's on the honorable.
Elite defense.
Elite Manning. That's what we call it.
Can't spell elite without
Can't
Eli.
spell that elite without that Eli in it.
Can't spell elite without Eli.
All right, here you go.
I'm going to go with someone who's low-key underrated. I think he went to 4 championship games because he did play in 2 different conferences. 4 different NFC championship games. Went to 2 Super Bowls, lost 1, won 1. Kurt the Hurt Warner.
Word. And piggybacking, Ed,
that's one of my honorables.
we simpatico, because at number 4, I also have Kurt Warner. My list, again, I know people like to throw out Super Bowl. My list is pure talent. That's how I did my list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all have different. That's what I said when we was talking about it. I was like, you set your criteria and just go with your criteria. My criteria is championship.
Yeah, championship plays it, but it's talent to me.
But talent also plays a role in my picks. Obviously, number 3 is the only one on my list. When we get to number 3, it's the only one on the list that has less Super Bowl rings than everybody on my list. Right. Everybody on my list got 2 or better.
So piggybacking off Ed, number 4, Kurt Warner. Kev, who you got at number 3?
So just kind of with the same concept that Johnny has. The top 3 on my list, I did buy chips, even though the person I'm about to mention I would put above my number 1 and my number 2. I'm just throwing some shade why I didn't put my number 1. But anyway, my number 3 holds NFL record for completions, passing attempts, passing yards, and touchdowns. The man, the New Orleans Saint himself, Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 chip to a city that needed it.
At the time.
At the time. Yeah, so he's number 3. So he could be higher. He could be number 1 if he had more chips.
Yeah, they beat my nigga up to get that, though. All right, John.
My number 3 is on the same. Drew Brees is my number 3. And I was this close to switching him out for the bad man.
Yeah.
This close. That close.
Batman is top of my honorable mention.
All right, Ed, number 3.
So I think with this list, because it's, it started in the 2000s and it ends of the 2010s, 2020 till current, you made it a little hard. I think we had a little, not argument, but discussion before we started this podcast today. I wanted to include the guys that are still playing today. That would be Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, I guess, if you put him in that category, Tom Brady. But my number 3 is actually going to be one of the new age guys. Should have 2, only has 1. Call it recency bias, but what I saw on Sunday night, it's got to be Russell Wilson. I mean, that guy is primed to be.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
Man, my man's
he's sleeping out. Let Russ cook season is finally happening, and I'm glad that they're doing it. Yeah. Thank you, Pete Carroll. Thank you.
Russ that guy, but my man Ed's trying to pander to like the younger guys, man.
I am. Listen, we gotta get more likes and subscribes and downloads and
the old heads.
Rating. We gotta do all that.
Old heads is chilling right now. They're more likely to don't join the Zoom with
us. Right? Nah, keep it a buck. Like Cole be saying, like Russ is like dead in the middle of 2 generations.
Yeah, word. Bro. And I respect Ed pick. That's a really good
bro
pick.
And big bro all at once. Huh?
He's an honorable mention. But my number 3 is a person who I really feel gets slept on. And in the early 2000s, when Peyton was said to be the guy,
I know where you're going.
Guy was the only person that was competing with him. Like, was a real conversation about him being better than Peyton. And that's Steve McNair. Number 3. Unfortunately, he died. Some real shit happened. God, condolences. But when Steve McNair was playing and he did the co-MVP, he was arguably better than Peyton because of what he can do. Not only was he smart, he can scramble. He had the arm, everything that Peyton had, and a little bit more. But it was always like that 1 and 2, 1A, 1B with Steve and Peyton. So I wanted to show Steve some respect because a lot of times people pick his name when it comes to that era of QBs. He was definitely 1A, 1B with Peyton. So number 3.
And a lot of people forget he was this close.
Yeah.
This fucking close.
Exactly. So
this fucking close.
Number 3, I got Steve McNair. All right, Kev, number 2.
Go ahead.
John, say my number 2, bro. I ain't putting him at 1.
Go Brady.
Oh my Lord!
Let's go, Brady.
Disgrace. He should be everybody's.
Let's go. And all I wrote for my notes was because I'm not that disrespectful, even though I
Because
can
whatever.
I can be disrespectful, but I won't. So I'm gonna say it. Go Brady.
Thank you.
6 rings.
Thank you. Go Brady. And look, Kevin hates all them teams over there. He could admit it, and he don't even play. And Brady don't play over there no more.
Right.
Go Brady.
Bro, and the last little note that I wrote is fuck the tough rule, bro. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right, John. So I pretty much know how John let's go from here then.
Yeah, so do I.
It's predictable from right
now.
now.
All right, so John, at number 2, who you got?
Peyton Manning.
Big Ed Peyton.
I had to have both Manning. Shout out to the Manning brothers.
Shout out to the Manning brothers.
I mean, Peyton, I love Peyton, though. Personality, commercial-wise.
Yeah, he's funny, son.
I like Peyton, man.
Nationwide is on your side.
Big leaning head ass. All right, Eddie, who you got?
Following up with John, I'm going dangle Peyton Manning.
At number 2, it's Tom Brady.
Wow. John, I think it's only me and you, bud.
So,
disgrace.
Again, Tom Brady, we know that.
I hate saying
Time out. You're saying this? We're going to break it down this. Brady gave you 3 rings in 1 decade and gave you another 3 in another decade.
That's that's the only reason why.
Right, come on now.
That's the only reason why he's where he is.
Come on, don't let that hate out your heart.
Yo,
You got it out.
I have no hate for Brady.
Let that hate out your heart.
Like I said earlier,
I just can't. I'm just not putting him at number 1 on this list.
I'm not saying what Kev is. I'm not saying what Kev is saying. I'm saying this QB is the most talented QB that we've seen of this decade. In that position. That's where and he has 2, and that's it. But mine was purely off talent. Who was the most talented person at the position to me? Although Grady got all the accolades, he ain't the most talented to me.
I mean, but at the end of the day, he's a guy that came out of the 6th round out of Michigan. Nobody believed in him. You know, obviously, you want to call it the system. You want to call it what it is. Like, I got to see this guy 2 games every year for fucking 10 years, pretty much, of my life. He makes players around him better. I don't
talk.
All right, so at number 1, we get into the number 1 QB of the 2000s until Kev at number 1. Your number 1. My number 1. Let the people know who it is.
I can say it together. No, say it together.
Known as the most intelligent man.
Brian Fitzpatrick.
Ever played a position.
Brian Fitzpatrick.
Known to be the most accurate man to play the position.
Yep.
Actively known as the coach on the field. Not actively known. Formerly known as the coach on the field. By the grace of God and an amazing defense, finally got his 2nd ring.
Right. Peyton Manning.
Peyton the gunslinger.
Peyton Manning.
That's your ones. Peyton Manning. Now, for the real number 1.
All right, John, you ready?
For the other
John,
half.
you ready?
For the other half.
You watch tape on Peyton? Bro, you talk about dissection of defenses?
Of course.
Bro.
Of course.
Oh my God.
That's how I broke it down, as just for the skills for that position.
I want to talk that dissection.
Look, remember when Madden used to do the QB ratings? Peyton shit was the whole field.
Yeah, the vision.
Y'all want to talk dissection? The Falcons was up 28-3, and my man Tom Brady went surgical.
That's the
surgical.
That's the Falcons.
Yo, that game was like
I love Peyton Manning.
The Falcons lost that game more
that
than
game was
the Pats won that
like
game.
what's
I love
game.
Peyton Manning. He is surgical, but my man Brady's surgical when it matters.
Bro, all I'm saying is that game
28-3, and Tom Brady. How many yards he threw for in that fourth quarter and overtime?
I don't know how many.
Over
I think
200.
like three.
I'll tell you that right now.
All right, so at number one, Eddie, Johnny, QBs of the 2000s until now. Who is you guys' number one?
Tom Brady.
Wait. No. You know what you gotta say. Ed, come on now. You know what you gotta say. You gotta say it together, Ed. Let's go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Tom Brady.
Go Brady. What's wrong with you, Ed? Go Brady.
I don't like it.
That 28-3 game, I'll be honest, I don't know whatever that torture style is, like they like death by 100 cuts, bro. Bro, that game was like
right.
They had so many opportunities to just
they didn't know they was
off.
leaking until that unbelievable catch.
Oh, he threw for 246 yards in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
what it comes down to is what John said. He gave us 3 championships in 1 decade. Not us. He gave the Patriots 3 championships in 1 decade, and then 3 more right after.
And again,
it sucks. Actually, my real number one is Chad Pennington. But.
Yo, Chad was on my list. You know, that was my guy. So
yeah, you want to go honorables?
Yeah,
let's get the honorables out of the way.
Pennington.
Chad Pennington, number 1.
Yeah. Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb, number 2. Jeff Garcia, slept on. Dante Culpepper, I don't believe was said.
Who did I have at the top of my original list?
Trent Green was said.
Yeah, I had Dante Culpepper because I forgot in 04 he threw for over 4,000 fucking yards, 39 T's, and only 11 hits.
We didn't mention the young guns, but obviously Patrick Mahomes, obviously Cam Newton, obviously Lamar, obviously Cam Newton.
It's too early for Lamar.
Oh, ready? I don't know if y'all ready for this one. Rich Gannon! Yo! Man, Dev. You see, you're the only guy I respect in this podcast. Rich Gannon. Yeah. I mean, he slept on. And Jeff Garcia super slept on, too. Like, Brad Johnson's another good one.
Trash.
Eli, we said. Did we say Carson Palmer? Carson Palmer. Vinny Testaverde. Nah, but he was like Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
And after he left the Pats and went to the Bills, he was annoying for me.
Alex Smith.
What about Jeff Garcia?
Alex, we said Jeff Garcia, John. That was like the second name we said.
I heard being shouted out. I didn't hear every name. My bad.
Oh, Tim Tebow.
Rex Grossman.
Oh, we doing that? We at that point of the honorable mentions? Okay, Mark Sanchez.
I'm joking. Honestly, Giant fans, like, y'all gonna hate on, but Tony Romo.
Definitely.
Yeah, Tony Romo.
Definitely.
Oh, come on. Did we name him? I don't know if we named him. I might have missed it. I named a lot of names. Did we say Donovan McNabb?
Yeah, of course you did.
Donovan. Yeah. What about Giants quarterback before Eli?
Kerry Collins?
Yeah, Kerry.
Oh, God.
Collins.
Oh, God, no.
Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins, Kurt Warner, then Eli.
Right.
Who else? Trent Green.
I said Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez, we said.
07,
2 back-to-back AFC
08,
championships.
09 year, honest to God, he was killing.
That's Nance, Alex Smith.
I said
Alex Smith, we said that.
I said Alex. That's my guy.
Colin Kapp.
Colin Kapp. He got robbed a couple of years.
That's
about it.
I'm out.
No,
I'm out.
Time out. There's more.
Big Ben, we said already, though.
I put Big Ben on my list, so.
Breeze, we said.
Oh, the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. He ain't made my list.
The bad man, obviously.
Another honorable mention. He won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco.
Right, Joe.
Come on.
Even though
won a Super Bowl.
Because the lights went out.
Joe Flacco. My brother's man, Matthew Stafford.
Matty Ice. Even though he plays for a sucky team, Still a good quarterback.
Yeah.
So people don't listen to me. I'm like, bro, all them touchdowns you think Julio's getting, Calvin's getting.
Did we say Mike Vick? Mike Vick.
He was put on the list.
Yeah.
He was on a list? He was on somebody's list.
Vince Young.
Vince Young?
No.
No.
He got robbed too.
Did we say Kerry Collins? We said Kerry Collins.
Vince Young got robbed too.
Troy Smith.
Vince Carter? No. Yeah. No. It was for the. No, he played for the Cowboys. Something Carter.
Quincy
Carter. Quincy Carter.
Yeah.
Quincy Carter. He was terrible.
Shout out to my man Byron Leftwich too.
Byron Leftwich? Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. He had a solid run.
Brunell. Mark Brunell.
Mark Brunell. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Mark Brunell. God damn. Now I gotta. Fuck. Hold on.
All right.
I know there's more. We're missing more.
Dad, your man's Rex Grossman.
I already said Rex bum ass. Rex was trash.
I thought we forgetting somebody.
I feel like we're missing somebody big. Big Ben, we said.
They were big names, but there was a lot of trash QBs in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
1 year. What was that? He played for the Bears, and then he went from the Bears to the Cowboys.
Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl with the Bucks. Monte Culpepper, I don't know if we said him.
Yeah, it was a QB. He played with the Bears. He played behind Rex, and then he went to the Cowboys. I can't remember his ass. He was a bum, though. They thought he was good. They thought he was going to be good.
Philip Rivers got disrespected.
Yeah.
Time out. He was good. Matt Hasselbeck.
Matt Hasselbeck.
I wasn't talking about Matt, though.
No, I know he wasn't talking about. I just thought Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
Did we say Steve McNair?
Yeah. Steve McNair was number 3 on my list.
Yeah.
Yo.
All right.
Come on. Wait. You gotta think about every.
John's thinking about Madden and looking at the Madden rosters from.
I should, but I don't got the Madden on. I think we got everybody.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I feel like I forgot maybe 1 or 2 people. There's a good possibility.
All right. Any Redskins quarterbacks that was good? Or former skin.
RG3 for like 5 minutes. Kirk
RG3?
Cousins for like 3 minutes. That's it.
Wrap it up, Molly. That's it.
All right.
Trent Dilfer, didn't he win a couple of Super Bowls?
Won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
All right. That's episode 23 of the OSA podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This pod is brought to you by Culture Capsule and sponsored by Don's LLC. Make sure you continue to share, like, comment, subscribe, listen, all that good stuff.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, guys.
We got
rate, and download. Those are 2 underrated things that we need you to do. Do it.
So we'll have Drew and DQ next week, hopefully. But right now, we're holding down the 4 horsemen. Eddie's here, Johnny's here, Kev's here, I'm here. Thank you for watching, and like always, Eddie.
We out.
Out.